Diamondbacks have won 3 in a row. Cardinals getting ready for preseason action. You can tell where my head is already. And ASU headed to the mountains. Oh, it's going to be a great time on the show today. Welcome in, everybody. ESPN 620, 98.7 HD-2. You can also find us on TuneIn, the Arizona Sports app. Tell your smart speaker, play ESPN 620 Phoenix, and we are back on YouTube. Just search Roc and Manuch. Speaking of Manuch, my esteemed colleague is waiting for the telephone to ring. So if it rings during the show today and he abruptly gets up and leaves, it is because an NFL team has called him to be a backup quarterback. You're saying, well, why are you referencing that? Because freaking Teddy Bridgewater just got signed by the Tampa Bay Bucks. Manuch, there is still hope for you.
Boy, isn't there ever? I mean, think about that. He was coaching high school football and teaching. Yeah. He got in trouble for something or another. I don't know if it was recruiting or
something like that.
I think I noticed he bought his kids some lunch or dinner or something like that.
That's
God
right.
forbid these high school kids get a treat once in a while. But Teddy Bridgewater signed by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Baker Mayfield had a hand issue for about a week or so.
Right.
The backup quarterback, who I can't recollect who it is, had a back issue. The third string guy had a toenail caught in a carpet somewhere. And lo and behold, it's Teddy Bridgewater, whoever the 95th string quarterback is for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, I was born 40 years too late, Jimmy B.
Yes, you were, brother. I tell you, your phone would be ringing like crazy.
Between the Cleveland Browns.
Yes, who just signed Hundley.
Who signed Tyler Hundley. He and Flacco are the only two healthy quarterbacks as of now. Now, Shedeur Sanders may be okay.
Mm-hmm.
You got also the other two, the kids drafted out of Oregon.
You have Kenny Pickett. He's out.
He's dinged up a little bit.
And so is Dylan Gabriel.
So they've got, 8 quarterbacks in camp now. You imagine if Joe Flacco was the de facto for the very first preseason game? Or, hey, Tyler, as in Tyler Hundley.
Yeah.
Learn about 20 plays, and we'll put you in there as well, too. So, the quarterback, I guess the quarterback camp bug is amongst the National Football League. Jimmy, I got to tell you, I've never seen so many quarterback issues since, beginning of time. You usually have 4 or 5 guys in camp.
Right.
And after the first or second week, you're down to 4.
4 or 3.
Yeah, 3, somewhere in there. But now, and you remember Bridgewater, he was backing up Jared Goff in Detroit when they went to the playoffs.
Originally drafted by the Minnesota Vikings and was playing really well until a horrible leg injury pretty much cost him his career. It's amazing that he was able to even come back.
It didn't cost him his career. He
came back.
He came back. He played very good football. He played good football for several teams. He did a good job. He healed up. But last year, a lot of folks went, oh, he's the backup for Jared Goff. Because their backup at the time had gotten hurt.
Right.
And he played, 3 snaps in that playoff game?
I think you're right.
That was it because they got blown out. So, if any of you backup quarterbacks out there listening, stay ready. You never know. I don't care if you're 32 or, in my case, 45. Give or take a couple years.
Yeah, that's all.
But you know what? If you've played, you got some experience, you know how to run an offense. Those kind of guys become very valuable.
Man, oh man, oh man! I saw that today. I had to open the show with that, with my man Manuch sitting right next to me. Hey. So we are waiting with bated breath for the phone to ring.
Now, time out, and to leave you guys, there's no way. I mean, to leave.
Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out.
The fine confines, and who would keep Rock under wraps for crying out loud?
That's true.
And then for you, there's no hope.
Well, there's no hope for me.
Yeah, I got to be the buffer between you and Rock, so you don't totally drive him nuts. But it's just interesting how guys that have played and that are out there are getting called to come in, at least for camp.
For camp, you're right. D-backs play again tonight against the San Diego Padres. Nice game last night, but before we hit the air, Manuch and I had a quick conversation about Brandon Pfaadt and the amount of pitches once again that he threw in 5 innings and how he ran out of gas.
Yeah, he goes 5 2/3 and 97 pitches, 71 strikes. He was very well, had 4 Ks. Again, he had the walks. And I think that's what as a young pitcher kind of befalls him because this is a good hitting team, the San Diego Padres.
They are, yeah.
So you're not going to be able to get them to swing at just about anything. They always have really good at bats. But for him, 5 hits, I think a clean outing. But when I say clean outing, if you leave after 5 2/3, you should probably be around, I'm going to say 75 to 85 range. He consistently pushes the envelope at anywhere from 90 to 100 pitches for just 5 2/3 innings. Now, Hoffman came in there. I think he did a great job. Struck out the side and 1 1/3 innings, had the 2 strikeouts. Backus came in there. So really, they gave up. The only runs that were given up were by Fott as they win this game 6-2. So I think a clean game from the pitching standpoint. Just a lot of pitches are being thrown again by this Diamondback starting rotation.
But you finally got a long ball, and it came from a guy who was part of the trade, and they are hoping that young Tyler at first base can turn into being a first baseman for this team. Now, look, we didn't know a lot about Locklear when he first arrived, but he does have pop in that bat, Manuch.
And I will say this, he's 3 for 4 the day before, 1 for 4 yesterday to the home run, as you just talked about. The other guy that's really starting to find the pop in his bat, as you say, is Alek Thomas. 2 for 4, had another home run. I believe that's 3 now in the last 3 games. So Alek Thomas is starting to find his power stroke. I felt he's always been somewhat of a good contact hitter as a center fielder. Batting average is now up to 260. Needs to improve upon that, but it's nice to see him not only have so much prowess in the field, he's had like the last 2 weeks some really good catches.
He has, yeah.
I mean, the way he covers ground in center field, that's the kind of guy you want. He's got that kind of speed. He can climb the wall. He catches the baseball. And people go, well, he's supposed to. Well, when you're running like that and you're diving and you're climbing outfield walls, that's a pretty tall task to catch the baseball. So I think he's having that good year. Nice to see Gurriel go 2 for 4, kind of get off the schneid as he had the 2 RBIs that helped out last night. But, yeah, hopefully Locklear can play the season out and they can see some promise in him being that day in and day out guy.
Okay, the Arizona Cardinals will play a game, and it is the first exhibition game for the Chiefs and the Cardinals. It is set for Saturday, State Farm Stadium. And I know it's football, and we get excited because the NFL is back. But
boy, is it! By the way,
yeah,
we had close to 26,000 people at the red and white practice.
I was just going to bring that up. What does that tell you? Well, then, the interest in this team.
I think it's on the interest. I think people feel this is a year.
Okay,
that they have to turn the corner.
Okay,
that they've got to make the playoffs or vie for the playoffs or wild card, that there's an excitement. I mean, football fans are smart. They see how they've improved on this defense. By the way, we'll catch up with former defensive tackle with the Cardinals and Bengals, Michael Bankston, get his thoughts on the front 7 and the front 4 for this Arizona Cardinals team. I think they sense that this could, and hopefully in their case, be a breakout year for this Cardinals team. I think they see a very well-balanced offense. If the offensive line can get their act together and keep it together. I think they're anxious to watch Kyler Murray and Marv Jr. Take the next step.
Okay.
I think that they're wanting to see a lot of things. I will say this. I think they're excited to see a lot of different ongoing progressive things on offense. And I think on defensively, they feel this is going to be a really good defense. So folks are excited. They want to come out. You got to remember, there's a lot of people still on vacation. A lot of the kids have gone back to school.
They have.
Just about everybody I know. It's amazing. It's August. It was August 5th today.
5th, yeah.
And just about everybody I know is in school.
Ridiculous.
We never really started to right around the Labor Day
after
weekend.
Labor Day.
So I think that a lot of fans can come out on the weekends versus the weekdays and watch this team. There's a lot of hope in those stands. Trust me. There's a lot of hope.
There is.
26,000 people going, you know what? This team should, for all intent and purposes, make the playoffs, if not at least the wild card, if they don't win the NFC West.
Right. That brings us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. Number one referred roofer in the state. It is State 48 Roofing and residential and commercial markets. They've been working there for over a decade. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just head to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. Here's the question. What side of the ball for the Cardinals needs to play their first teamers the most during the game on Saturday night? What side of the ball needs to play the first teamers the most? 1, the offense. 2, the defense. Just go to Roc and Manuch on X. Cast your vote. We will update it as the show goes.
Yeah, Jared, just still a correction. During the preseason, not just this game, but during the entire preseason. So the most during the preseason, not just Saturday night.
Not just Saturday.
Yeah, just the preseason. So, again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter and vote. The offense or the defense, no question for me, the offense. They got to get in sync.
I agree.
They got to get this offensive line down. They got to get the chemistry. They've got to learn to enmesh. Isaiah Adams, second-year guy, going to be the right guard starter. I think that's got to be a must. Now, is that a series or two this first game? Is it a quarter the second game? And maybe it's a series or two the third game because you only got 3. I think the defense will be fine. You got a lot of veterans there. You got a few rookies you can sprinkle into that. But I really feel the offense, they have got to come out guns a-blazing this very first game in New Orleans, unlike they have the last few years. They got to be ready to go. Because when you watched the Chiefs come in and you watch the last few years, their preseason, how they played a lot of their starters.
They do.
They came in, 3 years ago?
Yes, and just bombed them, killed them.
They looked like they were in season.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals looked like they were like their second preseason.
And that was the first game of the regular season.
First game of the regular season. Yeah, absolutely.
It was awful. All right, coming up, it is our replay rewind. You won't want to miss it because after the loss last night by the Arizona Rattlers in the Indoor Football League, the rant by the head coach is something to behold, and we will play some of that for you. However, we did have to do some editing on it just because of some of the words that were coming out of his mouth. That's coming up in our replay rewind. Hey, listen, you can listen to ESPN 620 Phoenix on your smart speaker. Yeah, even Alexis listens to us. That's right. Alexa, just say that. Or just say, hey, Google, play ESPN 620. That's all you got to do. And we're streaming on YouTube as well. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Tired of the same old weekend routine? Then head to Putting World. Experience an elevated 18-hole golf adventure, followed by delicious eats, handcrafted cocktails, and live music at our chef-driven restaurant, Bar 19. Enjoy daily specials and happy hour deals that are sure to keep your wallet happy. Birdies, bites, and brews await. Check out this week's live music schedule at puttingworld.com or just swing on by Putting World, located in the Scottsdale Promenade. Eat it, drink it, sink it. Putting World.
Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at orangedalelounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
Don't let biased algorithms or degree screens or exclusive professional networks or stereotypes. Don't let anything keep you from discovering the half of the workforce who are stars. Workers skilled through alternative routes rather than a bachelor's degree. It's time to tear the paper ceiling and see the stars beyond it. Find out how you can make stars part of your talent strategy at tearthepaperceiling.org. Brought to you by Opportunity at Work and the Ad Council.
At Child Fund, hope means helping millions of children living in poverty worldwide grow up healthy, educated, skilled, and safe. And that means safe at home, at school, and online.
Hope means walking this path together, all of us. Because when we work together, we can do so much more.
That's right. Hope includes you.
Child Fund, because we need each other.
Learn more at childfund.org.
Every day in Maricopa County, people aging in place need rides to medical care, to visit the bank, or to get groceries. Volunteer to become a driver and make a friend. Join Neighbors Who Care's flexible volunteer program to help older neighbors remain independent and live at home this summer. Visit neighborswhocare.com/volunteer to sign up. Help us help our seniors now as we prepare for the Arizona summer.
Family. Family. Family.
Family is everything.
Family is with us through all of life's great moments.
And for the past 100 years, Shriners Children's has become family to over 1.5 million kids.
In tough times and good times, they're there when we need them most. It's so good to know that we have a family who cares enough to stand by our side.
Please go online right now to loveshriners.org.
Now it's time for our Replay Rewind. The top sounds of the night and whatever Roc decides to add. Let's get to it in Replay Rewind with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620 and on FM at 98.7 HD-2.
Welcome back, everybody. We roll all the way till 4 o'clock. Manuch, my esteemed colleague here, watching the television monitors in the studio. He's all excited about the girls' softball game between, who is it? Indiana and who else? Georgia?
Czechia.
Who?
Czechia.
Who is Czechia?
Yeah, that's a Czechia. That is a foreign country, I believe.
Oh.
Yeah, for Czechia. That's you got. So a lot of the summer leagues, the girls' softball is Czechia. And some of these gals, they bring it about, I don't know, 100 miles an hour.
They can really sling it.
They can bring it, absolutely.
It is indeed time for our Replay Rewind. Let us start with the win last night. And we had a quick discussion about Locklear, the acquired first baseman. Here he is at the plate.
The right-handed hitting Locklear leans into this one. High fly down the left field line, and there it goes. First career homer as a Diamondback is a solo shot in the third, and the Diamondbacks get that run right back. It's 3-1.
So Tyler Locklear now making sure that people take notice. He wants to be, Manuch, the first baseman for the D-backs.
Yeah, he's just got to be more of a contact guy. 1 for 4 last night. You just heard the home run there with the 1 RBI. Struggled a little bit the first couple days. You believe on Sunday he was, I think, 3 for 4.
3 for 4.
Yeah, he's just got to kind of get his land legs underneath him, get used to the cozy confines of Chase Field, and I think he'll just be fine. I think the biggest thing for a lot of these young guys, you got to play them.
Yes,
that's why I feel
agree.
that
You got to play. Yeah,
that's what I feel when Jordan Lawler gets up or gets healthy. He's got to come up and get a lot of at bats. I mean, he can field. He's a prospect. He can run. But once he's healthy, I believe it's a hamstring or groin or something like that.
Yeah,
he's got to come up and get some at bats. So now is the best time for them with 49 games to go to get some at bats, to get back into the swing of it, the daily routine of a major leaguer, to kind of get him on par for next spring.
After the game, this is what Locklear had to say about the dinger.
You know, he got me on the high fastball, and I just went back, tried to stick with my approach. He threw 2 in the at bat before that I felt like I was on, and then he left one over the plate that I was able to do something with.
Just being able to hit a home run in your first home game, I know you just said that you felt very energized, but was that kind of almost close to a dream come true?
Yeah, you can say that. It was really cool to just be able to do something for the team and just see their reaction to it.
You know, you hear kind of a low-key approach.
Yeah.
You know inside he's jumping for joy.
He is jumping up and down. His guts are just like humming.
And it's interesting. I think it's nice sometimes when a hitter kind of pulls back the curtain, see what he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got him the last time before with a high heater. He just barely missed one. So he was sitting on a fastball somewhere right around the belt, around the chest. He got it.
Yeah.
And otherwise, he's going to leave the curveballs, the sliders away. So the one home run he hit, he was kind of sitting on it, and he gave it to him. And that's the thing about whether you're a minor leaguer coming up to play Major League Baseball, they're all good hitters. I mean, at every level, it's just a matter of understanding the pitchers at the Major League level And that one, I guess he guessed right and took it deep.
He did. We talked about Brendan Pfaadt a little bit, running out of gas after he went 5 2/3. Hoffman came in. This is what happened in the 7th inning.
Yeah, the 1-2 to Machado. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got him with a changeup, and that is a 1-2-3, top of the 7th.
So 1 1/3, only 12 pitches.
Yep.
8 strikes. Pretty much, I think the message with him was just throw strikes, keep it down. And that's what you see with just the 12 pitches. I mean, he was very effective in his inning and a third. To see this young man take the mound and have command of the San Diego Padres.
What was that word you used?
Command of the San Diego Padres. So that was an excellent outing for that reliever.
And here he is after the game.
It was awesome. That was like the first big league outing I had where it was, you call it leverage or whatever, where it's, hey, get your outs, without giving up a run. It was awesome. I think just enjoying that when it happens, you got to enjoy it,
Well, and being up 5-1 helps a little bit.
Yes, it does.
You're not timid. You're going to just let it rip, throw your pitches, be confident in your pitches. So he comes in there and they're up 5-1, that being the Diamondbacks. That helps out a little bit. I think when he says leverage, he's got the leverage as far as the lead's concerned and understanding how he feels he's got control of the bat, or those 3 batters that came up.
Here's the D-back skipper after the win.
The first game of a series turns out the way you hope, right? You get good pitching, you get timely hitting. And I think we came out ready to play. We had an all-field approach. We just kept chipping away at Sears. He's got good stuff. He lives at the top of the zone. We got really stubborn and started to look for our pitch and controlled counts. I think that was the bottom line. We had him out of the game. Felt like we could have had him out of the game after 4, but he ended up getting that 5th inning. And I thought overall we did a really nice job offensively with our game plan and our approach. It was built innings. We felt good about that. We could have scored more. Unfortunately, we didn't, but it was enough to win the baseball game. That's because of Brandon Pfaadt. Pfaadt went out there, got his 2-seamer going. All pitches in his fastball family seemed to be working, the 2, 4, and the cut. And for me, that's always a really nice sign. Very offensive team that he kept in check and then turned it over to the bullpen, and they were scoreless through what I think 3 2/3. Nice to get Hoffman out there. That stuff looks really good. Backus was fantastic. So those are the things that we're looking for as we're pushing this downfield a little bit. Thomas stays hot. It was good to see Locklear get his first home run here. So a lot of really good signs, and you're starting to see some of the characteristics of what this team can be. It's just a matter of going out there and being consistent and doing it every single day.
They're loose. They're relaxed. The pressure's off.
Yep.
All right, guys. Everybody that was talked about, just about everybody has been traded. Go out and play baseball.
Yeah.
Only 1 error last night, but they still win this game 6-2. And I think it's against the Padres, who are vying, to try to win that National League West. Who they're secured for their wild card spot, that being the Padres.
They're doing well, but they are trying to run down the Dodgers for the top spot. So we talked a little bit about Kevin Guy. He's a guest on our show, the longtime and very, very successful head coach of the Rattlers. And they had their playoff game last night against San Diego. Didn't go the way that they thought it was going to go. And we want to play a little bit of his clip following the game. And then when we come back, we'll kind of break down everything.
Let me set this up before we get to the clip.
Okay.
So there was the last play you had, San Diego Strike Forces is driving down the field.
Right.
Okay, they're down. And they got to score a touchdown and get an extra point. So a little haphazard, them trying to get lined up, that being the San Diego Strike Force. And when you watch the highlights, watch the tape, looks like there was movement. Last play of the game with basically 0.5 seconds on the clock, the Strike Force throw a touchdown pass, touchdown. After much debate, extra point, they win the game 49-48. They walk off the game.
Right.
A lot of confusion the play before, a lot of confusion the play after. The touchdown, it didn't look like they were set. It's just a whole mess of ugly going on. And
Manuch, they threw a flag for movement on the line. They went and looked at it and then picked it up. So,
yeah, the Rattlers, bitter taste. Again, the officials kind of get locked on. But here's Coach Guy kind of bringing it to the forefront after the game.
I mean, our operations was, clock guy, the replay guy, they're fired. They won't work with me again. I tell you that right now. I got to have that information so we can make decisions. The flag was thrown, for a false start, and then they went and reviewed it and picked it up. Okay. I mean, it was just the whole thing was okay. And, it just seems like we always get screwed at home at the end. All right. Don't really give a shit if the league finds me or not. Don't care. I'm so tired of the referees being a part of the game. I'm so freaking tired.
That's just the beginning of it. There's more, but poor Matt, who we asked to edit it, there weren't enough dump buttons to make sure
I think
that
for
we
Matt,
eliminated the language.
I think for Matt, that may have been the first time he heard some of those words. That he
Could have been for Matt
to cut out. Yeah, it's very unfortunate. I got to tell you what, the Rattlers. They're the league champs last year,
right?
And they come back and to lose this way is very unfortunate. And I really feel for Coach Guy. I really do. If it's a penalty, it's a penalty.
Yeah.
So they review it, they look at it, and it's like it's obvious. I feel bad for those the guy keeping the time over there at the Diamond.
He's not going to be working there next year
at the Diamond Arena with all that going on. So it just was one of those years, Jimmy B, that this team had its ups and downs. It's unfortunate. It's got to end that way. And I hope Coach Guy feels better because we're going to get him at 3:00 tomorrow.
Can't wait.
And see how he feels if he's calmed down.
Have the dump button ready. That's all I can tell you is because we may have to do several resets. Today's Rewind presented by Lerner & Rowe. In a wreck, need a check. Just make one call. That's 602-977-1900. Always at lernerandrowe.com. They can help you and you get a free consultation. Once again, Lerner & Rowe. One call. That's all. 602-977-1900. Cardinals have a new defense with different players now in place. So is that going to help carry them to a playoff spot? Former defensive lineman Michael Bankston is going to be our guest, and he is coming up next. But right now, here's Matt with an ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took Game 1 of the series against the Padres with a 6-2 win last night at Chase Field. Riding a 3-game win streak, they'll look to keep it going tonight with Ryan Nelson on the mound against the Padres, yet veteran Yu Darvish. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame starting at 6, and you can catch all the action on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Meanwhile, football is back in the Valley. The Cardinals host the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend at State Farm Stadium to kick off the preseason. Head coach Jonathan Gannon says the starters will play, giving fans their first glimpse at the 2025 squad. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. And all 5 Valley Twin Peaks are turning up the heat. Ice-cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and game day specials all day long. Kick off the season at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and now football.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go.
I'm Attorney Kevin Rowe. Getting rear-ended once is bad enough. Don't let the insurance company hit you again with a low-ball offer. Call an experienced attorney who knows how to fight and win. Call Lerner and Rowe today. 977-1900.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
The Arizona heat is brutal, but your golf game doesn't have to suffer. Swing Shift Golf Club is your air-conditioned escape, open 24/7 with top-tier simulators and zero sunscreen required. And let's be honest, no other indoor golf spot even comes close. Swing Shift is absolutely stunning. It's modern, spotless, and designed to impress. Leagues ahead of the competition. Memberships start at just $129 a month. Cool off, tee off. Only at Swing Shift Golf in Scottsdale. Join now at theswingshift.golf. Beat the heat with AC Experts. Is your air conditioning ready for summer? Don't sweat it. Our certified technicians are here to keep your home cool and comfortable. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, we've got you covered. Enjoy staycations in a perfectly chilled home. For a limited time, take advantage of our special discounts on new AC installations. Call AC Experts today at 480-386-6980 or visit acexpertsaz.com to schedule your appointment. Stay cool, Arizona.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
He's a proud Sam Houston State alum who played 9 seasons in the NFL for the Bengals and Cardinals. Ranked number 62 on the Arizona Republic's top 100 all-time Cardinal players. A great follow on Twitter X at BigBank90. Michael Bankston now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on ESPN 620.
Is sacked. Josh Sweat gets home. Mahomes pressured again. Sack number 5. It's Josh Sweat again, who's got 2.5 for the game.
All right, there you go. Highlights as the Kansas City Chiefs, all they have are nightmares of Josh Sweat and the Philadelphia Eagles defensive line. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B hanging out today, ESPN 620. Michael Bankston is our guest, former Cardinals and Bengals defensive lineman. You can follow him on X at BigBank90. That's at BigBank90. Michael, it's always great, man, when you come on the show. So is Josh Sweat, in your estimation, going to have similar success with what we saw with the Philadelphia Eagles, now with the Arizona Cardinals?
We should hope so. I mean, that's one of the reasons they signed him, because we needed to have some more pressure on the quarterback, get some more sacks, and have the opportunity to play the short side of the field and get some interceptions, because you're putting that type of pressure on the quarterback. So, that's what we're expecting. That's what we're expecting all the front, actually the front seven, when you look at it. It's not just Josh Sweat, but when you're running those type of blitzes too. I know Philadelphia, when they played that game, they didn't have to blitz because of that front four was just dominating. But, I mean, we won't know what we have until the first regular season game, because, all these guys are not going to really play during the preseason.
Well, the one thing that did come out, that the starters were going to play in the preseason. So it sounds like at least maybe 2 or 3 series. All that being said, when you look at this team overall defensively, is that the biggest jump for this team overall, Banks? Or do you feel with the additions on the offensive side, they really balance things out?
I think it goes both ways. I mean, and again, as you can see in the draft, they really focus on our defense, and also during the free agency, getting Josh Sweat in here and those outside linebackers as well. So they were focusing hard on the defense, because we all know, I mean, if you're an offensive player like yourself, a new quarterback, I'm a defensive player. Defense wins championships, so you got to build that defense, and you got to be able to start it. And it's still the same X's and O's. I say this all the time, even when I coach kids. We got to stop the run, rush, the passer. If we're not able to do those things, then their playbook is just going to be wide open, and we're not going to be able to figure them out, or we're not going to be able to figure them out enough, and they might score more points. But if we realize the X's and O's, that you got X amount of people that can touch the ball on offense, You know your defense, you know your blitzes, and you know your coverages. You should be able to be in good spots. Coaches, all we can do is put you in a good spot. They can't make a play for you. The players got to make the play.
So, as Jimmy alluded to Josh Sweat, you watch him down in and down out. Now 28 years old, the savvy veteran. How can he be impactful, Banks? What is the it factor he has that will help this team overall, or should help the defense overall?
Well, it could be. I mean, it could be twofold. If he's playing like he played last year or the last several years, then they're going to have to double team. They're going to have to chip him. They're going to have to put somebody else out there on him, which is going to slow their offense down somewhat. And then if he's playing lights out and they refuse because you got Calais and you got Dez Robinson doing that thing and the inside, then he should just have a field day. And again, that's going to change the trajectory of the game, especially if he gets sack turnovers. Get that trifecta, sack, turnover, and fumble recovery. That will be a difference in the game changer because you know for yourself it's only actually, when you look at the scenario most games, there's only a 4 or 5 plays that determine what the outcome of the games are for the most part, even though we play for the 60 minutes. But it's only a few of those plays that makes a difference there, if it went your way or not. And that you can be the one to get the W. So hopefully Josh Sweat can bring that to the table, and hopefully other guys follow suit.
Michael Bankston's our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. So defensive coordinator Nick Wallace, in your estimation, with the defense that he has this season, is he going to still have to resort to tricks, or is he going to play like the Philadelphia Eagles did? And I know it was an anomaly that they never blitzed at all in the Super Bowl game against Kansas City. But do you see him having to resort to some trickery, or do you see him playing straight up?
No, I believe he's going to go with some blitzes. I mean, I think that's just a part of the scheme. You just want to make sure offensive players or offensive, especially with the quarterback, he has to second guess himself. He has to go check and see if this guy's coming. The offensive lineman has to do the same thing. You might have to keep the tight end in, like I said, or the running back in to make sure you pick up those blitzes and then your hot read. So, yes, you want to keep them on their toes. Yes, it was an anomaly that Philly didn't have to blitz at all during the Super Bowl. They were just manhandling. Just keep it real. They're just manhandling. I don't think that's going to be the case here. I think the scheme, I think what they need to do is do a mixture of all that, because when you put pressure on quarterbacks and you get those tackle for losses, again, we're playing the short side of the field, and we'll be able to, hopefully with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harris and Wilson and those guys and James Conner, we get some touchdowns.
So what do you want to see in preseason here? If there's going to be more friction at practice and during these preseason games, you got 3 to get ready. You got 2 weeks off after that third preseason game. What do you want to see offensively for the preseason and defensively to make sure that they're ready to go in that opening game in New Orleans?
Well, you don't want those mental errors. That's one of the things coaches and even the players, we don't like the idea of those mental errors. And I know you say, well, you should because you just now get into the scheme and everything else. But those mental errors, we do hurt those teams. And you see them like, oh man, they're not ready. And you don't want to see that in your team. You want to see them to be able to control the ball, move the ball, even if they don't get a touchdown in the beginning, even if it's not a field goal, but they move the ball consistently enough but that you can see something in your offense, that you can see that they're coming together and they're gelling together and everybody's on the same page. Even though they're not running their full playbooks, it's condensed considerably because you just don't want to show everything in the preseason. But again, you still want to have that flow going to each game. And then one thing good about it, everybody has a chance as long as they stay healthy, because now it's only one cut, and that's after the third preseason game. So everybody has a chance. They got 3 games to make a difference and show what they can do. And I'm looking forward to seeing what the new guys can do in the system, and then what the old guys can do in the system as well, because it's still got to play as one.
So, Banks, you've played a long time. You've coached a while. You've seen a lot of football in your days. So when you're at a Cardinals training camp, what are you looking at in order to see if this team is making progress to that opening game? Because it just seems like they've been a little bit behind the 8 ball when it comes to opening games the last really 8 years, 7 years with Kyler Murray at the helm. But now with the third year of Jonathan Gannon, what do you see? What do you look for in order to see if they are ready to go?
If I remember correctly, and I'm sure you remember this too, I remember that Jonathan Gannon, I think it was even last year. Well, it had to be last year. We want to start fast, want to play fast. Everybody's going to say that. And I'm sure he's thinking the same thing because you don't want to go up there and come out of this season lackadaisical and not running your game or not executing like you wanted to. And that makes it hard. And then now you're playing catch up. Hopefully these guys are playing fast. Hopefully that he has the, with the new CBA, how they do practice nowadays. And, most time they got to be in shells and shorts. It's very seldom they're in full pads. They got segments of them playing full tilt, but that full tilt is not always tackling. It's just third practice, even though they're running at a faster pace. So it's really hard to determine where guys at. You're hoping the veterans that have been doing through this for some years now know exactly what it takes to be ready for game one, and they don't really need nobody telling them what to do, like the Buddhas, Jalen, Calais Campbell, obviously, and Kyler right now should know what to do exactly to be ready for the season. So you're just hoping that the young guys come along. The speed of the game is different, and they all got to, again, be on one accord to be able to execute these plays on offense, defense, and as well as special teams.
All right, take me to injuries. I don't know if you ever had a calf injury during your career or not, but if you did, how about Walter Nolan out with a calf injury? Last year it was Darius Robinson. What is it all of a sudden, it seems, for defensive linemen to come up with calf injuries?
I think they train differently nowadays. And I'm not saying the training that they're doing is bad. I think the training that they're doing, it also hopefully offers some longevity, hopefully offers those guys to get in shape in a different way, because it's more of a movement type of training than what we did, where we just did stationary and just lift as much as you could. So when those guys have all that pressure, and you got to think about it, that pressure is not just them with their own weight. It's an offensive lineman in front of them that they might be pushing against. It might be a double team. And their body is not always aware of that or leery of that. And a lot of times it's when you're pushing off, and next thing you know, snap, pop, crack is something that is going to be ailing you. Hopefully it's not going to be a long period of time. We lost a cornerback, and that's for the rest of the season. And that's the scary part, or the part that you don't want to deal with, but to know that you have to contend with, is injuries during training camp, because the movements and the body is not always subject to that type of rigorousness at that time. And some guys, whatever they training, wasn't totally prepared for it, unfortunately.
Banks, it's always great, pal, when you come on the show with us. Do not be a stranger now that football is here. Thank you in the end.
You guys, you take care. I just call me up, let me know. I enjoy talking to you guys. Continue to keep up the good work. Many blessings. And yes, it is football season. It is that time. But I will be in D.C. accepting an award. And so I really want to get the chance to see the Cardinals, maybe a little bit at the end.
What award are you receiving there? Don't hold out on us.
Yeah, come on, man.
I was fortunate to be one of the ones selected for the Presidential Community Service Award through the Biden administration. So the ceremony is actually on Saturday the 9th, and it's actually, because I'm in D.C., time-wise, I think it's some of the time that I will probably be at that event when the Cardinals are playing.
That's awesome.
That's awesome, Banks. Yeah, man. You got nothing but the best for you, and we wish you well. Have a great time in the nation's capital.
Will do. You guys take care. We'll be at Howard University for the ceremony. So you guys take care of you. Blessing. Thanks for having me on.
You got it. Michael Bankston, everybody. And he is presented today by Dos Equis and Backyards. And you need to join us this fall. ASU watch parties at Backyards, Desert Ridge and Gilbert. Live games, cold Dos Equis, and that true Sun Devil vibe. We'll offer up much more details as soon as football season for ASU inches closer and closer. They are headed to the mountains as we speak right now for training camp. All right, a quick break. We appreciate you listening either on ESPN 620, also FM 98.7 HD2, or on the World Wide Web, as we are always streaming on the Arizona Sports app at arizonasports.com.
This summer, escape the heat and head to Backyard Desert Ridge, where Valley sports fans go to play. Catch every big moment on 4 massive 10 by 18-foot LED screens and over 40 HD TVs. Fuel up with wings, nachos, and 45-plus beers or cocktails on tap. Then keep the party going with live DJs and reverse happy hour specials. And this fall, it's Forks Up at Backyard, your go-to spot to catch every Sun Devil football game all season long. Reserve your table now at backyardusa.com.
Introducing Baja Riba, premium tequila found at Albertsons, Safeway, and your favorite restaurants. Crafted from 100% blue Weber agave, Baja Riba offers an authentic sipping experience. With 88 years of tradition, our master distiller creates smooth flavors of baked agave, white pepper, and citrus zest. And don't miss our stunning handcrafted bottle, winner of the 2022 Bottle of the Year by Tequila Aficionado magazine. Discover the artistry of Baja Riba tequila, one of the finest in the world.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year-plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Turner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Don't miss exclusive conversations with Derek Hall, Tori Lavello, Mike Hazen, and more weekly on Arizona Sports. D-backs decision makers from the team's front office join Wolf and Luke Wednesday mornings at 11:45. Team president Derek Hall joins Bickley and Murata Thursday mornings at 7:45. The skipper joins Burns and Gambo Friday afternoons at 2:30. Never miss another D-backs conversation when you subscribe to the Arizona Sports YouTube channel. Arizona Sports 98.7 and the Arizona Sports app, the local sports leader and the home of Arizona Diamondbacks baseball.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B want to take you back. A quick reflection on some of the more memorable moments in sports and pop culture. Now, time for your Right Toyota On This Day report. Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. Right Toyota in Scottsdale.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. 4 o'clock is when we are off the air. Don't forget there's Diamondbacks baseball this evening as well. They are matched up against the San Diego Padres. On this day, it's all presented by Right Toyota, right on the corner, right on the price. It is Right Toyota in Scottsdale. Manuch, what do you have?
Going to go back to 2012 as Andy Murray wins his Olympic gold at Wimbledon.
Oh, you mean a real sport, tennis?
Yeah, whatever. Just weeks after losing the Wimbledon final, Murray returned to the center court and defeated Roger Federer in straight sets to win gold for Great Britain at the London Olympics. How apropos.
That is good.
The Englishman finally winning in the Olympics. They still have tennis in the Olympics?
Will you just stop it? They don't have football in the Olympics.
They will have flag football 2028. 1999, Tony Gwynn gets his 3,000th hit. San Diego Padres legend Tony Gwynn notched career hit number 3,000 in Montreal during one of baseball's most exclusive clubs. That's right. There was baseball in Montreal many, many years ago.
Oh, man. Rock Raines. Hawk was there as well. Andre Dawson. They had the catcher. Doggone it.
Gary Carter.
Gary Carter.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. They had a really good team.
Who was the pitcher used to pitch for the Red Sox that was with them? The Rocket Man or something like that.
You mean Roger Clemens?
No. Was it Lee?
Oh, no, Spaceman. Spaceman Bill Lee.
Bill Lee.
That, Rocket Man threw me off. Yeah, Rocket was Roger Clemens. Spaceman Bill Lee.
What a character. What an outstanding picture. When I think of the Montreal Expos, I think of Gary Carter. I think of Raines. Andre Dawson. Rusty Staub.
Yes, he was there.
Quite the cast of.
They had good players.
They really did. 1973, Jimmy's good buddy, Wilt Chamberlain.
Yeah, man.
Inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame. The dominant big man of the 60s officially took his place among the game's legends. Just real quick, Jimmy partied at Wilt's house. And literally, he went into the bathroom. There were urinals there. You had to step up on a stool.
There was no urinal. It was just a toilet. But as I've told this story before, the house was built for Wilt. And
so you had to do the step up on the commode?
I had to use a step ladder to stand on it so that I could pee in the toilet. Yes, it is a true story. And when I came out and I told the guys that, everybody was on the floor laughing.
Did you get a lovely party gift from Wilt's party at the house, like a hand towel or something like that?
No.
That had WC?
No, it did not. No.
Did he have his towels monogram?
A few towels? Now that you say that, yes, there were a few that just had Wilt. I saw one that said Big Dipper.
Yeah, that's apropos. But I mean, there was like a washcloth or hand towel that had WC.
I didn't know.
Then we might actually believe the story if it had something there.
I was laughing hysterically that I had to use the step stool.
Hey, we're going to go way back to 1921. The first Major League Baseball game was on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh radio station KDKA aired the first. I love doing that. KDKA.
They're still there.
Yeah, they still there?
Yeah.
Wow.
KDKA is still the dominant station for Pittsburgh Pirate baseball in the city.
First live play-by-play of Major League Baseball game, the Pirates versus the Phillies, going way back.
It's kind of like KTAR here in the Valley. The longtime
100 years, Jimmy B.
Unbelievable.
100 years.
100 years.
That is our on this day, Jimmy B.
I did not call that game in 1921. I just want you to know that. All right, let's don't waste any time. Hit the music because it's football at 50, and it's brought to you today by G2G Protein Bars. You can find them in the refrigerated section at Costco and online at G2GBar.com. Grab and go goodness since 2010. Once again, on sale right now at Costco and online. G2GBar.com.
You know, I should have stayed with this coaching gig.
Yeah.
Because it just goes to show how assistant coaches are getting paid.
What?
Penn State nabbed Jim Knowles.
Okay.
He's a veteran defensive mastermind with a record-breaking $3.1 million annual salary.
He's an assistant coach?
Yeah, assistant coach, absolutely. He's known as the mad scientist. He's expected to elevate Penn State's defense well beyond his work at Ohio State. Now, you go, wow, $3.1 million for a defensive coordinator or an offensive coordinator.
Right.
I would have never thought I'd seen a day when the players in college football are making or have the potential to make more than their assistant coaches. They truly do.
They do.
We talk about Arch Manning.
Yeah.
He's at about $8 million plus.
Yeah.
He might even, I think, as far as.
Does he make more than Sarkisian?
You know what? I think Sark's about 10 to 12.
Okay.
After it's all said and done, I'm sure he's like 10 to 12.
Okay.
But everybody else, he laps all the other assistant coaches.
Amazing.
I just thought about that. I mean, these guys, I'm 50 years too late for college play.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
I don't know. I can still get back to coaching. And leave you guys that's not going to happen. Just can't see that happening.
I understand. You love this. I know.
Hey, another Herbstreit's going to be coming on the scene. That's right. Zach Herbstreit,
okay,
son of ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, is entering college football media with a new show on 3 called Off Script. Now, some debate surrounds the nepotism, though there's many fresh voices, fresh ideas. Look, I don't have any problem with any of that unless if somebody can bring it as a good take, understanding of what he's doing or she's doing, don't have any problem whatsoever in reference to a son or a daughter of a broadcaster, female or male, that can bring it, that can prove his or hers worth, in either be on the radio.
If you're good, Manuch, you're good.
If you're good, you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm sorry that a lot of people are like, well, Zach got that job because of his dad. Well, I'm sure when he auditioned, and he did his thing that the powers to be at On3 wanted to make sure it's quality product.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, didn't Joe Buck, didn't his father get him involved? He did.
Yeah,
Jack Buck.
Yeah.
And look how well the kid has done.
Yeah, he got him.
Come on. I mean, it happens.
Yeah, he got him involved, but he proved his worth.
He did.
When he got in there. Some bad news out of Vikings wide receiver Jordan Addison.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he's suspended for 3 games by the National Football League. The first 3 games of this season for violating the league's substance abuse policy. It was announced this morning. This just came down the pike about an hour ago. He spent the past 2 seasons as the Vikings' number 2 receiver. Going to miss the opener at the Bears, then the home game against Atlanta Falcons, and then the Cincinnati Bengals. Very fortunate. It's the very first 3 games. He basically came to camp, and he said he pleaded no contest to a lesser charge to resolve in a 2024 DUI citation. That's also on top of everything. So it looks as though the Vikings' second wide receiver will be out the first 3 games. I believe he can go all through training camp, but after the first 3,
yes, that's where he's suspended. Yeah, I got you on that.
Use the drugs. You've got a pharmacist, you got a team doctor. They'll let you know what's legit and what's not. This just drives me nuts, Jimmy.
I hear you, pal.
If this stuff continues, you got to be smart. You know what? Or hit you right in the wallet, right in those paychecks.
Hey, coming up in hour number 2, former Major League Manager and player Rene Lachemann is going to join us. We're really going to have some fun with Rene and talk Major League Baseball. It is hour number 2 coming your way. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2, always streaming live on ArizonaSports.com.
Do you know how America became the best country on God's green earth? We made things, from automobiles to airplanes to textiles. We were the manufacturing epicenter of the world, the innovators that every other country turned to. I'm Katie Lyon, co-founder of Allegiance Flag Supply, and I'm here to tell you that the American spirit is alive and well at Allegiance, where we make American flags 100% in America. When you fly your American flag from Allegiance Flag Supply, you're not just honoring our country, you're supporting American men and women who proudly make the highest quality American flags, period. True patriots who put care into every stitch. See our full story at showallegiance.com and learn about our 100% American-based supply chain. Fly your flag from showallegiance.com with pride, because every flag says manufacturing is still alive and well in the U.S. and we are still the greatest country. Save $35 on your American flag set when you go to showallegiance.com.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Let's go! You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and help strengthen your immune response. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Schedule in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, the ultimate lunch lineup boasts wall-to-wall sports and scenic views. When you're hungry and in a hurry, the Scratch Kitchen delivers lunch in the clutch. I mean, where else can you order a 29-degree draft beer and a quickie combo on your lunch break? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Parents, we need to talk about teen violence. It's hurting our kids and our communities.
Seeing how violence impacts our kids is heartbreaking. We need to step up.
It affects everyone. So when it comes to teen violence videos, do the right thing. Report it. Don't repost.
The Maricopa County Attorney's Office is committed to keeping our community safe and free from teen violence.
Let's work together to report videos of violence instead of reposting them. Together, we can create a safer community.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports, is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD-2, and streaming live at arizonasports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Hey, everybody, hour number 2 as we go all the way until 4 o'clock this afternoon. By the way, you can catch us not only on 620 and 98.7 HD2 on the FM dial. You can get us on TuneIn, the Arizona Sports app. Just tell your smart speaker, hey, play ESPN 620 Phoenix. And we're back on YouTube as well. Just search Roc and Manuch. Manuch, big news, and it comes from the Arizona Cardinals. And Coach Gannon says, yep, I've changed my plans. We are going to play the starters to open up the game Saturday against the Kansas City Chiefs.
He never said if they were going to play or not. So
he changed his plans, though, from last year.
Well, last year, but this is a whole different year. Jimmy, remember, it's all about the friction. So I expected this. I was hoping we would see this, that the starters are going to play. And I've always felt that the starters need to play. And I think that a couple things that Jonathan Gannon did in this offseason, he talked to a lot of coaches in reference to play or not play. And there's, everybody kind of has their own thing.
Right.
I remember when Sean McVay, when the Rams won the Super Bowl a few years ago, they beat the Bengals. He didn't play any of his starters the entire preseason. Problem was it took him about 3 or 4 weeks to get up to speed, get up to par. Now, that's when Cooper Kupp had that great year.
He did.
Stafford had that great year. They were playing very, very good football. But that kind of was, you had a lot of veterans. You had a lot of experience. You had guys that have been there and done that. Cardinals don't have anybody that's been there and done that per se. As far as what it takes to win an NFC West, to win an NFC title, in order to win a Super Bowl. Sean McVay had gotten the Rams to the Super Bowl against the Patriots and lost. And he kind of had a blend, but he finally had the quarterback. He finally had the receivers. He had that outstanding defense that he had.
Oh, he did.
And he really felt that he built his team to where they would practice hard. They wouldn't play in the preseason. They kind of saved themselves for the regular season. But even then, it took him a little while. As a matter of fact, it took him a while, not so much as far as wins and losses are concerned, as far as to get that offense up to speed. Now, as you recollect, I believe they got to 4-0 before the Cardinals went in there and beat them.
Beat them
in Los Angeles. Kind of okay, you're going to have that game. They just come off beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers the week before, pretty much shutting Tom Brady and that team down. But there's a difference between a team that knows how to get there versus a team that's trying to get there. Does that make sense?
Makes sense to me.
And I think what Sean McVay had done in years prior, he had a very young offensive line. He had Jared Goff, a young quarterback, had Cooper Kupp. He had a young team. And they really did a good job of getting them up to speed. But as we all saw, we saw the Rams hit the wall with their offense. And when they got to the Super Bowl against the New England Patriots and Tom Brady, there wasn't much there. Because we all remember the shootout, the Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes shootout.
Oh, man, that was one of the greatest NFL games I've ever watched.
What'd that game end up like?
53-51.
It was something, and that was the game where believe the game got transferred back to L.A.
It did. They were supposed to play in Mexico. The field was terrible.
Atrocious.
Yes, so they played in L.A.
So my point is you got a team that's got some veterans on it, the defensive side and the offensive side, that need to play maybe 2 or 3 series this week, 2 or 3 series next week, and then maybe a series or 2 the third preseason game. Because remember now, folks, there's 2 weeks before the opening game that you're going to have off.
Yep.
There's no longer that 4th game where before in years past, everybody played their 4th preseason game of the year on the Thursday before their final cuts on that Sunday. And then you started off your regular season.
Okay, let me ask you this. I am not a fan, and you tell me as a former player, I am not a fan of after training camp and after the preseason, 2 weeks off. I believe that once you play that 3rd preseason game and everybody plays the same day, like Saturday, and then the season begins the following weekend. For me, as a athlete, not at the level that you were, but as an athlete, I would want to play the next weekend. I'm tuned up. I'm ready to go. My mind is rocking. I want to get out there and do what I do on the field. And instead, you are shut down for an entire week, and then you don't start gearing up for that until the following week.
Yeah, that really is unusual. I mean, the last preseason games were played on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Everybody
played Thursday
night. Now, there might have been a Saturday night game or something like that for TV. But by the time Friday came around, they wanted to make sure they made the cuts because you had to have the cuts in, I believe, either Sunday or Monday. I'm sorry, it was Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Because Monday was the start of the season. And I would agree with you. For us, okay, we played our last game. A lot of free agents played. A lot of rookies played. A lot of the veterans probably did not play. In our case in Buffalo, Chuck Knox wanted to play in the 4th preseason game of the year. He wanted to play his starters at least a half. At least a half. That was the 3rd preseason game where the starters they play the entire half.
Right.
And then they come out after the halftime and play at least a quarter or 2 or 3 series to get used to coming out after halftime, playing 2 or 3 series, and then sitting out the last quarter. That was kind of the norm. And I agree, Jimmy. I used to love, last game Thursday, made the cuts. Whew, okay, I'm going to be here another year. Get settled in your apartment. But it was pretty much, it was go time.
Yeah.
That Monday you showed up.
Yeah.
You got your weights in, your training in, a little bit of a beginning of the game plan. And sometimes there were cuts, guys had to leave. But Tuesday, you had that day off.
Right.
And then bang, here we go.
You're in.
Start of the season. Here we go. And it just seems so much more. It was structured. The momentum was there.
Yeah.
To have the 2 weeks off, the only benefit I could say about having the 2 weeks off is that you have a lot of guys that if they're banged up or dinged up, get them healthy.
They get an extra week.
Get them some reps. Get them some practice.
Yeah.
But you're right. A lot of the continuity that you felt.
Yeah.
It's like getting the car up to 75 miles an hour, getting up to speed. And all of a sudden, you got to pull over at the rest stop. Okay, I don't mind pulling over the rest stop, but for like 5 hours, I want to get down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get to my destination.
I'm rolling here.
Which is getting ready for the regular season.
Yeah.
So, but the good thing about Jonathan Gannon playing these guys in preseason, they need to play. Key phrase there, need to play. And even though the offense has got some veterans, second year, I really believe that they got to get on script, get on par, get dialed in, and just make sure they knock the rust off and get used to that game speed. Defensively, I want to see some aggressiveness. I want to see that friction or physicality.
Yeah.
And I want to see an semblance of what this team could lead to as they get ready to kick things off on September 7th.
All right, then that leads us then to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. And for a free quote, repair, or installation, just go to state48roofing.com. You can always follow them on social media by searching hashtag sexy roof status. Here's the question. What side of the ball for the Cardinals needs to play their first teamers the most during the preseason, not just this Saturday, but during the preseason? I know where Manuch is on this. You have two options: one, the offense; two, the defense. Manuch, if I selected the defense, you know who I want to see on the field?
Oh, let me guess. I know who you're talking about. Darius Robinson.
Damn right.
Yeah.
I want to see that dude on the field. Yep.
Yeah, and I think everybody else, all the Cardinal fans around the nation or in Phoenix, want to see him as well, too. I understand he's playing really well at camp. His assignments, as a matter of fact, Josh Sweat said he was very impressed with his quickness. He's a big kid, too.
Yeah.
He's 6'5" to 260. But I think from the defensive side, and you're right, I want to see the offense, get having a semblance, just knock the rust off. I don't need to see them go up and down the field 3 or 4 times, but I want to see a semblance of a passing game. I want to see them sharp. I want to see them crisp. They're going to make mistakes. But the biggest thing that I think for a lot of Cardinal fans and a lot of us that have watched them the last 6 years with Kyler Murray quarterback now in his 7th year is I want to see the mental mistakes reduced. Stay on sides. Don't jump off sides. I don't want to see the illegal procedures. Catch the damn ball. Put the ball where it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
Make your reads. Like I said, you don't have to be world beaters. I want to see some physicality with the running game. I want to see that. Okay. You've got 6 weeks until your very first game. So I want to see that, all things being said. So I want to see how Zay Jones is incorporated. Michael Wilson, hopefully he'll be ready to go with his concussion. If not, you can hold him out and you can play a couple of other guys. I want to see Marvin Harrison Jr. I want to see, okay, how's Marv looking, at least running routes and getting the ball?
Is he the Maserati that everybody wants him to be?
Exactly. How are you incorporating Trey McBride all of a sudden?
Mm-hmm.
But I just think as far as pass protection and run blocking is going to be something I want to look at. But I want to see Kyler Murray get the ball out, make the reads, make the catches, and try to get as sharp, lead yourself up to that game some 6 weeks away.
2 to 3 series, would that be enough for you for the offense?
I think a good 3 series.
Okay.
First series, you kind of, get a little nerves.
What if you take the ball down the field the first series and you score? Do you still bring them back for another one or not?
If they get let's say 8 to 10 to 12 plays, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah. If you take it right down the field. Now, if it's a big play touchdown, let's say the second and third play, it's a bomb. Yeah, bring them back out.
Okay.
I'd love to see a sustained drive. I think what you're hinting at, Jim.
Mm-hmm, I am.
A sustained drive that they feel pretty good. All right. Then the defense, I love to have them play 2, 3, 4 series as well too. I think that there's a lot of sequential things they need to do.
Okay.
And then I think next week you'll see more rotation because they're going to have more rotation on the defense. They've got the guys.
They do.
For rotation. So they'll figure that out this week and next week. And that's what you're really figuring out as far as the defense is concerned.
Hey, coming up in our next segment, it is our Stay Cool Spotlight. We're going to take a look at one of the hottest stories of the week. And by the way, speaking of hot, that would be Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B. Here's where you can find us. Not only at ESPN 620 and 98.7 HD-2 on the FM dial, we're on TuneIn. We are also on the Arizona Sports app. Just yell at your smart speaker, hey, play ESPN 620. And even Alexa listens to us. Plus, we're streaming on YouTube right now from the ESPN studios. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2GBar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Ready to hit Lake Pleasant the right way? West Side Recreation has your perfect day on the water. From Bluetooth speakers and tow bars to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all the safety gear. Use code ESPN and get 15% off your rental right now. Whether you want to relax or ride wild, just bring the sunscreen. We've got the rest. Book today at westsideaz.com. West Side Recreation. We rent fun.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona, proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
All right, folks, here we go. 3rd and long. And your old underwear just got blitzed again. Sweaty, bunched up, riding high. That's a wardrobe malfunction, and you cannot coach through that. But hold everything. Chill Boys enters the game. Cool, breathable bamboo boxers, smooth as a perfectly executed 2-minute drill. I slipped on a pair and bam, total comfort in the pocket, even in the Arizona heat. I've called a lot of clutch performances in my day, and I'm calling it right now. Chill Boys is the MVP of underwear. We've all made the switch here at ESPN 620, and trust me, you should too. Head to chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com. Folks, this is a game changer. You cannot afford to fumble.
Hey, it's Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, trusted across Arizona for helping injured people after serious car wrecks. And I'm Sean Forrester, managing attorney at Lerner & Rowe Law Group. We may sound alike, but Lerner & Rowe Law Group is a completely separate firm focused solely on criminal defense. We handle serious felonies, DUIs, and misdemeanors with decades of courtroom experience. If you're facing criminal charges, don't wait. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group now at 602-977-1900.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Ice, ice, baby. Ice, ice, baby.
The Stay Cool Spotlight is brought to you by Cool Cube and Slim Cool Mobile Air Cooler. Mobile air coolers for patio shops, events, and more. More air, less money. Available at Home Depot, Lowe's, Tractor Supply. Find out more at staycool-products.com.
You got to stop, look, and listen. Ice, ice, baby. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Vanilla Ice, one of the greatest rappers of all time. Do you agree, Manuch?
I think he's probably in the top 10 somewhere. Not the greatest, please, Jimmy B.
He was mediocre at best, but the dude could dance. Hey, it is time for our Stay Cool Spotlight. We turn up the heat on the hottest stories in sports while keeping you cool all summer long. Thanks to Stay Cool Products and the Slim Cool Elite and the Cool Cube mobile air coolers. This week's Stay Cool Spotlight, well, it's D-back center fielder Alek Thomas. Okay. He has been on a roll the last 3 games, and here is why.
Thomas in the air, deep right center field. Cortez back. It is gone. Alek Thomas with his 7th of the year and second on this road trip. It's 5-2 D-backs in the 6th. From Matsui, Thomas swung on. That is hit well to right. It's deep, and that thing is gone. A solo shot for Alek Thomas, his 8th of the season. And the D-backs now have a 6-2 lead.
Special thanks, 98.7, the Diamondbacks Radio Network. Over the last 3 days, Jimmy B.
Yeah, man.
Alek Thomas is 7 for 10.
Wow.
Has the 2 dingers that you heard right there, 3 RBIs and 4 runs scored, and has raised his batting average to 260. Remember, he was down about 225, 230 there for a while.
Yeah.
He's at 260 and has had 3 outstanding defensive plays in the outfield. So Alek Thomas, there you have it right there. Our Stay Cool Spotlight is one Alek Thomas.
You know, they play the Padres again tonight in this series. Last night, Brandon Pfaadt was really good for about 5 2/3, and then it caught up to him, and they had to go to the bullpen, and the bullpen was solid. What do you expect to see tonight out of this team?
Well, I think the basic thing is they're starting to hit again. They're scoring runs, which has been really good. I think for a lot of the young guys who are playing, like the Tyler Locklers, who got his first home run last night, and for him to pretty much get settled over there at first base. I mean, it's good to have these 3 games home, and then the next 3 against the Rockies home, so they can get settled in, get comfortable. I think Blaze Alexander, when you look at him at third base, seems like he's starting to feel it a little bit. He's an outstanding fielder.
Yes.
He's got a hose as far as his arm is concerned. But it was nice to see Lourdes Gurriel get a couple hits last night, 2 RBIs. He's been slumping. He's been struggling. And I think they want to see him get back on par. But I think for the usual suspects, Marte, Corbin Carroll both had 2 hits. Perdomo had a base hit. I really believe, Jimmy, when I look at the staples for this Arizona Diamondback team, it's going to be Marte, Carroll, Perdomo, Gurriel, which could be a question mark in the offseason. I think he's still part of that. McCann, I think, has been a really good addition to this team as a catcher. I really believe it. But between Herrera and Marino, I wonder when Marino is healthy, when he does come back, what they're going to do with McCann. Because he came in here, he does a great job with the young guys, with the old guys.
He's been really solid.
He's been solid, but he might be one of those guys when everybody gets back, designated for assignment, or they allow him to play out the year because the rosters will expand.
Mhm.
So they might keep him. But for next year at spring training, who knows if he's back or not. I'd love to see him back because I think he handles
I know you like him.
the Zach Gallons, the Merrill Kellys, even though Merrill Kelly is gone. But if Merrill Kelly comes back, here's an interesting scenario.
Do you really think that he would return? Do you think
Why
that
not?
they would?
Why not?
No, just let me finish the question. I would love to see Kelly back. However, I think that at the end of this run, I think the offer financially is going to be more than what the D-backs want to pay.
Well, but you know what? He grew up here. He's from here.
I get it.
He's got he might give him the hometown discount. Who knows, Jim? You can never say never because people go, well, he's going to go play for a championship team. Yeah, you would hope for him.
Yeah.
The Rangers could win it all because Merrill Kelly deserves that. We saw how well he pitched in the World Series a couple of years ago for the Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
I always think that, hey, look, a guy that has been here, that likes it here, that was raised here, what a great story to go over to Korea and it had that kind of career in Korea to come back here. And it was who gave him the second shot in Major League Baseball?
Yep, D-backs.
The Diamondbacks.
Yep.
Now, if there's a Godfather offer from whoever out there in Major League Baseball, yeah, you'd be dumb not to take it unless you say, you know what, I've got enough money in the bank. I made $7 million, whatever, $8 million this year, and I would like to recoup or build on that. Then so be it. He's got that right.
Right.
But he could come back. But if he does, for the young, I should say the more experienced pitchers, McCann's that guy. And with Erod, he either has Herrera or any of the three. And I think that a guy like them, experienced catcher like that, calms that staff down. He's smart. He studies the game plan. He knows the hitters. And I think a lot of these young guys can rely on him. Even Zach Gallen had said, hey, look, he knows exactly what I want to do.
Yes.
He goes, I hardly shake him off.
Yeah.
Merrill Kelly said, was it 3 weeks ago? He said, I think I shook Josh McCann off one time out of the entire game.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good for a guy that's there.
When you were playing baseball in junior college, did you pitch at all?
No, I didn't.
You just played first base?
Either first or utility, either short or second or outfield.
Okay.
I was kind of that first baseman. I could play wherever. But those guys were pitchers. They were all guys coming out of high school that were being scouted.
The only reason I asked that is I wondered if you pitched at all because I was going to ask you, did you shake off catcher's sides?
Well, I pitched in high school quite a bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't shaking nobody. Nobody was shaking. No, I was fastball, curve, changeup.
You had all those pitchers in high school?
Now, I wasn't real successful with them, so I think that's why they kept me at second base and shortstop. I had guys used to say, Manuch, boy, in Little League and in Medium League, you could bring it, but when you got to 60 feet, 6 inches, I lost all juice off my fastball.
But it turned out to being a sinker, and it was sinking 3 feet in front of the plate.
But the thing was so funny is I could, I had the gun at short and at second.
Yeah.
But pitching wise, I don't know what happened. So, but you know what? That's part of that when we talk about re-signing guys in the offseason. And so when you look at this Diamondback team now, you ask, can they keep this up? Yeah, I believe they can keep it up. I just think that they. Here's what do we always talk about? We talk about you're going to go through the slumps, you're going to go through the ups, you're going to go through the downs. How unfortunate is it that they've won 3 in a row, that they couldn't do this before the trade deadline?
Well, sure.
But there's always that blessing in disguise that, okay, you made the moves, you made the trades.
Well, they had to make the moves. They had to.
But the thing is now, You've got some guys that you're going to play, that you're going to develop.
Yeah.
You got Darvish on the bump tonight, who's really been struggling this season.
He has been.
1-3 with a 6.46, almost a 6.5 ERA.
That is not Darvish.
And then Ryan Nelson, he's 6-3 at 3.20 ERA. And you look at it and go, well, the Padres need to win to keep pace with the Dodgers.
They do.
You got the Diamondbacks that are like, hey, just play your best,
have fun.
Don't worry about it. They're playing kind of loosey-goosey. So right now, I think if you're going to be that spoiler, it'd be a good time to, if you can win a series against the Padres, that's an upbeat and gives a lot of the young guys that they're starting to play
that confidence.
I mean, Hoffman last night.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it's like, who? He goes an inning, a third, strikes out what, 2, 3 guys?
3 guys.
And you're like, this kid is he's got something there. And I think what Mike Hazen and his staff want to see is the guys are bringing up, the guys that they're playing, the guys that they traded for, how will they fit into next year? It's all about next spring.
Absolutely.
Could you imagine, though? Could you imagine?
Oh, boy, here we go.
If they got on a roll, 49 games to go, and they sneak in the back door again, could you imagine? And there's nothing wrong with dreaming, right?
Somebody check his drink over there. Has he spiced that thing? Did he spike it with vodka?
It's just
Did you spike
straight
that drink?
Hot black coffee is all I got. So I just think if you want to see good, solid outings with your pitchers, with your bullpen, and with your players, especially your guys you're playing, incorporating here and there. And I think those are some of the things they're going to build on for next year.
Hey, coming up next, we are going to continue to talk Major League Baseball. Why? Well, it's with great pleasure. Rene Lachemann, who Manuch is known forever, and Rene and I cross paths as well. The former Major League Manager, coach, and player is going to be our guest. It's coming up next, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Connor Collins has got your update. Nope, it's Matt. He put the headset on. It's not Connor. Hey, we got 2 guys working in here today. This is awesome. It is Matt who's got the update right now.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took Game 1 of the series against the Padres with a 6-2 win last night at Chase Field. Riding a 3-game win streak, they'll look to keep it going tonight with Ryan Nelson on the mound against Padres veteran Yu Darvish. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame starting at 6, and you can catch all the action on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Meanwhile, football is back in the Valley. The Cardinals host the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend at State Farm Stadium to kick off the preseason. Head coach Jonathan Gannon says the starters will play, giving fans their first glimpse at the 2025 squad. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. And all 5 Valley Twin Peaks are turning up the heat. Ice-cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and game day specials all day long. Kick off the season at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views, and football.
Craving a mouth-watering lunch that won't drain your wallet? Rush to Venezia's Pizzeria for daily specials starting at just $8.48. Sink your teeth into 2 giant loaded specialty pizza slices or a massive New York-style slice with a crisp, fresh salad, both with a drink and under $10. Dine in, grab it to go, or hit Venezia's.com. Forget bland fast food. Indulge in bold flavors at Venezia's. 7 Valley locations where family tradition delivers irresistible value. Venezia's.com.
Beat the heat with AC Experts. Is your air conditioning ready for summer? Don't sweat it. Our certified technicians are here to keep your home cool and comfortable. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, we've got you covered. Enjoy staycations in a perfectly chilled home. For a limited time, take advantage of our special discounts on new AC installations. Call AC Experts today at 480-386-6980 or visit acexpertsaz.com to schedule your appointment. Stay cool, Arizona.
Rock for WhiteToyota.com. At White Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on WhiteToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at WhiteToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at WhiteToyota.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events, Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Mommy, can I sit in the front seat just this one time? Please, please, please.
No, not yet.
But why?
Because I love you, and you're just not ready yet. Now, get in the back so I can get you in your car seat, please.
Putting your kids in the right seat for their age and size is an act of love. Check that your kids are in the right seat at NHTSA.gov/the right seat. Love protects. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
At National Geographic Society, we believe in the power of wonder. It drives us to explore, pushes us to see the world differently, moves us to action. And we believe that today, wonder is more essential than ever. Wow. That's why we're supporting a new generation of explorers to ask big questions, make breakthroughs, and bring the future closer. Wonder awaits. Will you join us? Visit natgeo.org/wonder.
It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on their new home, ESPN 620.
2-2. On the ground, tiptoeing the line, a fair ball. Gino's got his first hit back with the Mariners. He's hustling for second base, and he tiptoes in there with a stand-up double. Josh Naylor wallops this out to right field, way back to the Bourbon Gone. Josh Naylor's first home run as a Mariner gives them the early lead.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620. So Suarez, Naylor traded to Seattle. They were important pieces of the Arizona Cardinals, along as well with Merrill Kelly, et cetera, et cetera. All those guys are gone. So our guest right now, former Major League manager, coach, and player, Rene Lachemann. Lach, it's always good, pal, when you come on. I'm going to fire this question at you because it all centers around Suarez, Naylor, Kelly, etc., all the guys that left. When you were a manager and it was trading deadline time and you are sitting with the GM and the owners, what is that conversation like? How do you deal with that, knowing you're going to lose those players?
Well, it's the thing that you don't want to lose them, that's for sure. You want to go here, there. You want to go ahead and try and win the best you possibly can. But the thing of it is, you're not the guy that makes the last decision on it. So it's you look to the future a little bit, but as a manager, your future is depending on what happens tomorrow. And I've been through that a few times. So you want to try and keep what you have as best you possibly do to try and win that game tonight and then the game tomorrow. And worry about the future. Let somebody else worry about it after you go ahead and try and get your wins in. So that's a big part of it. But again, I guess in certain situations that they look at nowadays the way the game is played, that with contracts running out or like that, they said that they've got to go ahead and move players and move this guy and move that guy. The problem of it is, though, these guys are free agent people and they're all rental players, and to think that you're going to get a big haul of great prospects in return is not there. You're not going to get the great prospects because the other clubs are not just going to go ahead and give their top prospects away for a guy that might only be there for a couple of months. Again, on the other end of it, when I was with Oakland, we got a chance to be in 3 World Series. And when trade deadline came, we had a very good general manager, Walt Jocketty, and Tony La Russa, of course, is the Hall of Fame manager. We were all thinking about load us up with whatever you can. We'll take whatever we can and forget about the prospects. You can have whatever prospect you want. We want to try and win these games at the end of the season and get into the World Series, which is what everything was about at that time. And go ahead and win. But the game has changed in a lot of ways as far as that is concerned right now. And so again, I go to a lot of Diamondback games, and I've watched Suarez. If you take a look at his last half of the season last year and the first half of what he did this year, I don't know, he's got to be close to 60 home runs and 140 RBIs or something like that. Mm-hmm. It's been amazing. So, and the fans are going to go ahead and they're going to, and he's a good guy in the clubhouse and did a lot of things. Merrill Kelly is outstanding. Was an outstanding pitcher for here, during the World Series runs and stuff like that. So those people are hard to go ahead and replace as far as your fans are concerned, and the ability that they had out on the mound. So, again, just to get back to if I ran around your question was, myself as a manager, I want to keep everybody to try and win that game next day. But again, you don't have the power, the control that the general manager and the owner have as far as going ahead and saying, well, this is what we have to go ahead and do and look to the future.
Hey, Latch, always great to catch up with you. It's Manuch, my great workout partner many, many years ago, Jimmy B. Hell, he worked out harder than half the athletes I played with.
Here's my buddy over there at Arizona Health Club. We had a good time over there, and I listened to all your BS of how great of a quarterback you were over there at Kansas State. I know that when I went to SC, we used to send the freshman team to go play Kansas State. So I don't know.
Thanks for calling them out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Latch. Thanks for doing that.
Some things never change, Latch.
Exactly right.
Hey, so with as Jimmy B alluded to, with Suarez, Raleigh, the big dumper, Naylor, and Rodriguez, could you put them on par with the Yankees' power surge? And do those trade deadline moves, you feel surge this Mariners team to have that outside shot to win it all?
Well, it definitely is a big plus for him. But the fact of it is, and I love Geno Suarez, what he did here and the way he went about it. But I don't think you're going to see much of the similar production that he has up there in that ballpark. That ballpark basically was a pitcher's park when I was managing up and coaching up there. It's definitely not a real good hitter's ballpark. So I don't look for those guys to really, put up the numbers that they did down here with Arizona in this ballpark here, where I consider this still a pretty good hitter's ballpark. But the fact of it is that they will go ahead and contribute because they're professional players and they give them a chance. And that's what, like I said, what Seattle wants is what we talked about with Oakland when I was with Oakland. We wanted to go ahead and add players that we felt that was going to get us into the playoffs in September, October, and give us a chance to go ahead and get into the World Series and win a World Series.
Lat, you were a catcher coming up for many, many years with the KC Athletics, moving on to Oakland before you got into coaching. When you watch this Raleigh kid, the big dumper, from both sides, power, can throw guys out, can run. Now, it took him a couple years to get there, but as a former catcher, what do you really like about his game and how he developed his game as a hitter?
Well, he's definitely developed as a hitter. He used to have a lot of troubles with a lot of strikeouts. One thing that I really like about his game, and you don't see it much in the game today, is he wants to play. He wants to play every day. He wants to get in the lineup and play every single day, even as a catcher. They say, well, nowadays catchers, if they catch a number one catcher catches 110 games, he's had a great season doing that. This guy wants to go ahead and play every single day, and I mean that's some things that the player today is bigger, stronger, faster, and he's got a lot better things as far as abilities in certain areas as players did when I was in there. But they do these off days and everything else that gets involved with that. This guy here wants to play every day, and he wants to go ahead and win. There's some of the things that have gone on in professional baseball in recent times right now. I think they've taken a lot of the drive away from players going out to go ahead and want to win baseball games. The fact that winning is not seems to be as important as it was in the back before. So when you go ahead and take 100 pitches for a pitcher, you try to go ahead and go out to Bob Gibson, Sandy Cole, John Drysdale, or Gaylord Perry, who I manage, and you say, well, I need the ball right now. You got 100 pitches, and you better be having your boxing gloves on because you ain't getting off that mound until you're going to go ahead and have a fight. I'll guarantee you that.
I'm with you on that, Lash. No question about it. Rene Lachemann is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, let me follow up then with what you just stated, because Manuch and I have had several conversations about the number of pitches that the Arizona Diamondback pitchers throw, and they're only in the fifth inning. And a lot of times, a lot of times it's up around 100, and they're only in the fifth inning. So I ask you, as a former manager, are they nibbling too much? Are they trying to get every hitter to try to swing at a bad pitch? Why is it when you just talked about some of the great pitchers of all time getting to 100 pitches in 8 or 9 innings, and it's happening for the D-back staff in 5 innings?
Well, to me, that the way they've been conditioned is the fact of going out and throwing as hard as you can for as long as you can, and then I'll go ahead and get somebody else out after you hit 100 pitches. They know that 100 pitches is their limit. I managed Seattle. I had Gaylord Perry. He threw 214 pitches in one game when he was with the San Francisco Giants in a 15-inning game. It was a 1-0 ball game, and that's what he was conditioned to go ahead and do that. We do not condition our pitchers nowadays, and the fact of the big part of it is, as far as pitching wise, guys that used to the Seavers and those other guys, they would start off the game maybe. They would be hitting their location. They knew how to go ahead and pitch and hit location, and their best stuff was basically in the 8th and 9th inning. Now you talk about the third time around, you don't want that pitcher out there. But with those guys, you take a look at their batting average against those guys in the 8th and 9th innings, it's in the hundreds, because they knew how to go ahead and pitch, how to go ahead and set up, the first part of their game. They weren't going all out without any idea of how to go ahead and locate their pitches. A lot of pitchers go ahead and used to say, well, we're going to go ahead and establish our fastball to start off with. Then the second time around, we can go ahead and go to some off-speed stuff or change certain ways. But there was an art of going ahead and pitching and knowing how to go ahead and pace yourself. And they still had some of them had, if you want to talk to the players that are in the Hall of Fame and stuff like that, they had better stuff in the 7th, 8th, and 9th inning than they did in the in the 1st and 2nd inning. That there was a big thing to say, we got to go ahead and get this guy. We better get him early, because when he gets late in the game, they forget about it. He's going to lock it up, because at that point, like I said, there was that drive of those guys, because they knew that when come 1st and the 15th, they were getting paid when they put a W next to their name in the paper the next day.
Lat's got about 2 minutes here. What do you enjoy about today's baseball, and what frustrates you or disappoints you about today's baseball?
Well, I still enjoy the going out and watching the game. I think that some of the rules, the analytics is something that I was in the game for 59 years, and I would want to try and get 60 in, and analytics got me a little bit and said, well, okay, we don't need you. We can go ahead and do that stuff with somebody else in the office here. And I have no problem with analytics. Actually, myself, Tony La Russa, and Dave Duncan, we were a big part of that stuff. We started off with charts and stuff like that back in Oakland in the 80s and stuff. We didn't have computers, but we did all these things. But nowadays, when you get to me, the fact of a war, you're going to tell me that I need a number to find out if the wins above replacements. If I replace Aaron Judge with another player, that he's not going to be better than that player, then I don't need that number. I was in like I said, managing in the Mariners, and we had aluminum seats in left field there. And we playing against the Yankees. Dave Winfield, he hit a ball in left field, and it went through the backside of an aluminum seat on the back there. Wow. I just need to know what the exit velocity is on pitch. I know he hit the shit out. Excuse me. I know he hit the hell out of the ball. So, sometimes you have to go ahead, and it's a combination of using the analytics, but you use your eyes also. So, to me, that when it gets to the point where the guy is doing a real good job, and you take him out, and because of a number count or stuff like that, that bothers me. The other parts that some of the analytics that can go ahead and show you how to go ahead and get the player to be better or good too. It's a combination of working both together, but you have to use your eyes, and that's the big part that is out. I like the new things that have the pitch count, or the pitch clock has done a good job with it. I'm not real big on the base runner in the 10th inning, but it gets down to the fact we got to go ahead in baseball to go ahead and try and get younger fans. And if the fans this is what the fans want to go ahead and, come to the baseball games for, then forget about, the old dinosaurs like me, as far as, about that part of it. Do something, fix the game up so that we can get the new fans to come out here and watch the game, because it still is a wonderful game. I feel sorry for the Diamondbacks because of the things that they had injury wise. It was a tough time. And I know that. I'll ask about injuries. I know it pretty good because I'll ask your Jimmy B, who's the number one as far as old time baseball. Do you know of any manager that had 5 Hall of Fame players on his team? They lost 94 ball games, and he ends up getting fired. You know who that was?
Was it Casey Stengel?
No, you're talking to him right now.
Rene Lachemann.
I put you, Latch, with Casey Stengel. I hope you appreciated that.
Well, that is very good too, because I remember you two over there in San Jose with the missions. I don't remember you with Pat Hughes on a thing, but I do remember with Joe Gilardi, who was one of your good friends. Manuch is probably good friends with Manuch. I know he was a guy that was involved with the cement shoe factory over there. And we used to go ahead and take care of
it was a little frightening sometimes. Latch, it was.
Latch, you haven't lost a beat at 95 years old. I got to tell you, give or take. But, hey, I always appreciate having you. Hey, we miss you, big fella. We got to get you on more and more because you're actually making some articulate thoughts here. So we appreciate that.
Anytime. I listen to you guys. I just turned 80, like you said, and I listen to you guys every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday on my way home from physical therapy. So that's when I learned how, and I learned when a lot of times I hear the BS from Jimmy B and stuff like that, going ahead and talking about how he was, Will Chamberlain's,
best friend.
Hey, Latch, you know me from the mission days. You know those stories are true.
Yeah, he did. I will have to say that, he comes back with the stories and he did a whole lot of that stuff there too. He's got a big reputation up there in the Bay Area.
We love your stories, Latch. We're going to get you on more and more, but we appreciate the time. Tell the boys that Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B said hi as well too. Thank you.
We will definitely do that. Enjoy it, guys. You guys go ahead and have a wonderful evening. It's always a pleasure, and I enjoy listening to your show very much.
Thank you, Latch. Have a great day, pal. There you go. Rene Lachemann, everybody. He's terrific.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Always been a great guy.
Oh, man.
Had to show him up in the weight room, but that's okay. He was a baseball guy.
I don't know if that was the case or not, Manu.
Busting my chops out of the chute. I mean, I did mix in a completion once in a while, Latch.
Once in a while.
If you're hearing, yeah.
Hey, Latch is presented today by Chill Boys. Are you wearing bad underwear? Well, Chill Boys boxers are a home run. Soft, cool, built for comfort in the clutch. Step up to the plate, chillboys.com, and use code ESPN, and you get 20% off. Once again, that's chillboys.com. Coming up, random fact of the day, and in our football at 50, the former quarterback has got an announcement to make because a rookie is going to get a start in the upcoming preseason game this weekend. You won't want to miss it. Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 FM, HD-2.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our 3 Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be. Now open in North Scottsdale, it's the Orangedale Lounge. OD's, right off Thompson Peak and Bell, next to Bash's. Your new favorite dive bar has arrived. Cold drafts, chill vibes, always affordable prices, and the OD Mug Club, a one-of-a-kind membership you won't find anywhere else. No frills, just great people, ice-cold drinks, and a bar that feels like it's always been there. Follow at OD Scottsdale and get the scoop at OrangedaleLounge.com. Orangedale Lounge. Dive in and drink up.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Turner and Roc is the way to go.
I'm Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, and we've been serving Arizonans for 20 years. Make the best choice after an accident. Call 977-1900. That's 977-1900.
Lerner and Roc is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
My neighbor invited me to a Wounded Warrior Project event. I didn't know what to expect, but it felt like everyone understood me. We got each other. So I got more involved. I joined support groups with other women warriors, and it helped me realize a new purpose in my life.
Through our hands-on programs, supportive community, and ongoing advocacy, we help post-9/11 veterans realize what's possible. Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/possible.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Diane from Michigan, a disabled senior citizen trying to get by. Henry from Florida, a veteran fighting to make ends meet. Elena from Arizona, a mother struggling to feed her daughter. Hi, I'm Connie Britton, and I support Feeding America because they help provide over 6 billion meals to people in need each year, like Diane, Henry, and Elena. Learn more at feedingamerica.org. Feeding America, 200 food banks strong.
Let's get to today's random fact of the day, powered by Chill Boys. Want to stay cool, calm, and comfortable? Discover Chill Boys Bamboo Boxers. Visit chillboys.com and experience comfort where it counts.
Hey, everybody, there's baseball tonight. Chase Field, Padres in town. Diamondbacks on a 3-game winning streak. Once again, you can listen to the game later this evening on Arizona Sports 98.7. All right, little random fact of the day. It's all presented by Chill Boys.
Well, the longest Major League Baseball game in history lasted 8 hours and 6 minutes.
Wow.
So on May 8th of 1984, the White Sox and Brewers played a 25-inning marathon. Now, the game was suspended after 17 innings and resumed the next day, finally ending when Harold Baines hit a walk-off home run. So here's the total time, 8 hours, 6 minutes. The score, the White Sox win 7-6 the following day. Combined pitches?
Yeah.
Over 750.
Wow.
Matter of fact, I remember watching the highlights of this. I think they went till 3 o'clock in the morning Eastern time.
And then they finally stopped.
They finally stopped and said, like, guys, let's just come back. Imagine them just playing it through. Yeah, we got done at 5:30. We got to be back at the ballpark at 10.
We got a noon game. Oh,
that is our random fact of the day presented by Chill Boy.
That was great, Manuch. All right, let's do a little football at 50. Manuch has a major announcement.
Well, the quarterback room, there's really only one guy that's really healthy.
Oh, okay.
And the older guy is going to sit tight and watch. Shedeur Sanders is going to be the starting quarterback in Friday's preseason game against the Carolina Panthers. That's according to Cleveland.com.
Okay.
You get to start his fellow quarterback Kenny Pickett and Dylan Gabriel. Both are dealing with hamstring injuries. How does that happen? You're a quarterback. How do you have hamstring issues?
You never ran anywhere.
I was in shape, man. I was running all over the place.
Oh, come on. How does... Look, I mean, it's practice, Manuch. You have a red jersey on. Nobody's hitting you. You do not have to run away from everybody.
Let them come to the lab. I'll get their butts in shape.
Man, I know you would.
Now, Flacco isn't expected to receive any playing time in the Friday contest. Basically, on yesterday, the team also signed, you alluded to this, Jimmy, quarterback Tyler Huntley, who was in training camp with the Browns last summer. Now, Sanders was previously listed as the 4th quarterback on the Browns depth chart. But guess what? Due to attrition, he's going to be starting in Friday night's preseason game.
Let me fire this at you then. What if he's pretty good?
You know what?
What if he's let's say they let him throw 15 passes and he completes 8 for 100 yards and he looks good doing it.
So if he Wally Pips Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel, he could do that. He could move up. He could totally move up. But I think that they're looking at experience. That's all well and good. But, Jimmy, you got to remember it's a preseason game.
Oh, I know.
It gets a second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth stringers that you're doing that.
Yeah, but if he's going to start, so you would think that they would probably have some of the better players on the field. You would hope.
I think
they're playing Carolina.
Well, with this Cleveland Browns team, they need to play a lot of their guys. And I think if you're going to, throw him in the deep end without the floaties on, give him the chance, give him those guardrails, those lifeguards that watch over him. A lot of them is some of those starters. linemen, receivers.
Yep.
At least for 2 or 3 series.
Yeah.
Let him get his feet wet. Let him get used to the speed of the game. And let him get used to the guys that if he does start, he'll play against. So, hey, when other guys are hurt or falter, take advantage of it. I mean, it'd be a very good showing. They're not going to keep 4 quarterbacks.
Oh, no.
And there's also that Deshaun Watson guy that's somewhere there as well, too.
Manuch, he will never play for them again.
He's going to get paid, that's for sure.
He is going to get paid.
Well, Tampa Bay has signed another quarterback.
Dan Manucci.
No, I would never wish that on anybody, ever. Teddy Bridgewater has been added to the roster pending a physical. Baker Mayfield is out with a bad hand bruise. Michael Pratt, who's the backup quarterback. I've never heard of Michael Pratt.
Never heard of Michael Pratt.
So Bridgewater is going to return. He'll be with this team. I just wonder who will be the starting quarterback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this preseason game. Now, look, I've been in this boat.
Yeah.
Before the replacement games in 1987, they called me on Tuesday in Buffalo.
Okay.
Said, Manuch, would you be interested in coming and playing during the replacement games, or whatever? I said, sure. We'd love to have you.
So you were a scab.
I was a replacement player. Now, let me define that. A scab is somebody that's part of the union and crosses a picket line. I was not a part of the union.
Okay.
So I could cross the picket line and be called a replacement player, just for your edification over there.
All right, yes.
So I get in on Wednesday.
You and Falco at quarterback.
Exactly, yeah. The replacements. So
Falco.
I get in, and I meet with Ted Marshall-Broder before, during, after practice, the next morning, and I start against
We just want to have enough money
the
for
Colts in reference to the game that we played there in Buffalo. Was that a sign there to get me the hell off the air?
No, you're good.
Because
Go
I was
ahead.
struggling?
I'm listening. Go for it.
So basically, it was I had like 10 running plays, 20 pass plays on my wristband, and I got to tell you what, I handled the offense pretty good. The Colts had everybody cross the picket line. They had scabs all over the place. So I know what Teddy Bridgewater is about to go through if he starts in this preseason game.
There it is, Football at 50, presented by Westside Recreation. Ready to hit Lake Pleasant right now? Well, Westside Recreation has your perfect day on the water. Bluetooth speakers, tow bars, to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all safety gear. Use code ESPN, get 15% off your rental right now. Book today, westsideaz.com. Again, that's westsideaz.com. Westside Recreation. We rent fun. When we come back, hour number 3, Bob McManaman will join us from the Arizona Republic for some Cardinal talk. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2.
A phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just 1 cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here.
Based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 a monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at tmobile.com.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals, and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio, so we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
What other services do you offer?
As a client, ESPN, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, it sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
This summer, escape the heat and head to Backyard Desert Ridge, where Valley sports fans go to play. Catch every big moment on 4 massive 10 by 18-foot LED screens and over 40 HD TVs. Fuel up with wings, nachos, and 45-plus beers or cocktails on tap. Then keep the party going with live DJs and reverse happy hour specials. And this fall, it's Forks Up at Backyard, your go-to spot to catch every Sun Devil football game all season long. Reserve your table now at BackyardUSA.com.
When I grow up, I want to be a ballerina.
Because dancing makes me happy. I get to entertain people, and nothing makes me feel more like me.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Olivia a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a great team to put on a show. It also takes a great team of caring people to keep a dream alive. And now my dreams are coming true.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
KTAR AM Phoenix, Arizona's home for the worldwide leader in sports. Is ESPN 620. And now, an on-air sports marketing presentation. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620, 98.7 FM HD2, and streaming live at ArizonaSports.com. The guys are powered by the law offices of Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And now on your ESPN station in Phoenix, ESPN 620, Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
All right, final hour, everybody, as we take you till 4 o'clock this afternoon. Don't forget D-backs baseball tonight. You can listen on the mothership at 98.7, first pitch right around 6:40. You can listen to us here on ESPN 620, 98.7 HD2, also on TuneIn, the Arizona Sports app, or just tell your smart speaker, hey, play ESPN 620. And we are also back on YouTube. Just search Roc and Manuch. Manuch, let's get into tonight's game here. Just a little bit first on the D-backs. Look, I know they've won 3 in a row. I think it's great with the young guys that they have acquired. And with Locklear hitting his home run last night, I know that you had a funny line earlier in the show where you said, "Oh, Jimmy, hey, they got it."
Could you imagine?
Could you imagine
so
if they come back
got
a chance to make a wild card? I know that you are the most optimistic fan I've ever met.
You know, it's I think for the Diamondbacks, it's play it out. If you're one of the core veterans, play it out.
Yeah.
You got 49 games to go. It's a lot of baseball, Jimmy. We got basically look at a month and a half to a month and 3 quarters to play, and then I think it's a chance for them to bring up guys that are prospects. I want to see Jordan Lawler get up eventually, hopefully in the next 2 weeks when he's completely healthy. You want to see Pavin Smith get back at it, have him finish the year strong. You talked about Locklear. Here's his first baseman. Is he going to be the up-and-coming first baseman? You look at a lot of guys that there's a lot of baseball to be played, but more importantly, there's a lot of baseball to be evaluated. So I think to be evaluated by this team, the position players, your bullpen, your rotation. You got Ryan Nelson taking the mound tonight. He's 6-3 with a 3.20 ERA. Been pitching very, very well. You're going to be going against Yu Darvish, who's really struggled this year.
He has.
He's been off and on, had a few injuries. He's 1-3. But would you ever thought Yu Darvish has a 6.46 ERA? Ever. Ever. So I think that the Diamondbacks, you build on these kind of things that you've got going on. You look at last night's game. Corbin Carroll had a good night. Lourdes Gurriel had a good night. I think for Gurriel, they want to see more consistency out of this young man. He's going to be your left fielder, your everyday left fielder. He's got the power.
Right.
You'd like to see a better average. Alec Thomas, who is really playing good baseball the last week and a half, especially the last 3 games, find a little more pop in his bat. Corbin Carroll, has found more pop in his bat. I believe they'd like to see him hit better average. He's at 247 now.
Yeah, I was just to say, I mean, at one time he was over 300, and now he's under 250.
And that could be, I think, a couple things. His focus on what he's looking for.
Okay.
And I think with that, with a lot of hitters, I don't know if he does. Sometimes you get enamored with the long ball, with your power.
That's fair.
Versus just trying to make contact.
Yeah.
I remember P. Rose used to say, look, I've got the power, but my job's to get on base.
Mm-hmm.
You're the first batter, you're second batter in that lineup. He says, I'm looking to make hard contact, spray the ball, and get on there and kind of set the table for the guys that are coming behind me.
For George Foster.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, the guys that have the true power.
Yeah.
But I think that those are some of the things that this ball club wants to build on. And if they can get their starting rotation and get guys to settle down, and I think for all intent and purposes right now, the two guys that really need to show a lot of Diamondback fans, and I think this front office, is going to be Zach Gallen and Eduardo Rodriguez. And Eduardo Rodriguez, he's got to figure it out because they're stuck with his contract, or him, for another couple years.
Yeah, they are.
And then Zach Gallen, I think with all the interviews I've seen the last few days after the trade deadline, I really believe he understands he's got to really, really get back to where he was. And he knows it. He's frustrated. And it's not so much about the new contract that'll be next year, that they'll give him a qualifying offer. I think as an athlete, as a competitor, he wants to get back to the kind of pitcher he was a year ago at this time. He really does, because they lit it up the last half of the year last year in order to get them in place on the last day of the year to try to make it in. But they lost out due to what do you call it? The home and home, not the home and home.
The tiebreaker.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah.
In reference to getting beat out by one game.
For me, Manuch, I will watch tonight's game, and people will say, well, why are you watching? They're not going in. No, I'm watching because A, it's my job to watch, and B, I am as curious as you are to see how some of these new players mesh into the lineup and see indeed if they can produce at a major league level. Also, from a selfish standpoint, I'd just like to see him knock out the Padres.
Sure.
So, I mean, that's just one of the things about playing competition. You want your team to beat the other team.
Well, here it is. When you look, you got 2 more games against this Padres team. It'd be nice to be the spoiler, would it not?
Yeah.
But then you got the Rockies coming in for a 3-game set. You would hope you would win that series. Then you're on the road with the Rangers. Rockies coming back for a 4-game set. Then you got Cleveland, Cincinnati, Milwaukee, Los Angeles, Texas.
All those teams playing for a spot.
Aside from the Rockies and maybe the Twins to finish out by the end of September, this is going to be tough sledding. So the resolve of Mike Hazen and Torey Lovello as the manager, Hazen as your general manager, Lovello is, how do you sprinkle in, keep it competitive, and see who can handle that kind of a grind for the next 2 months of the season. So you got, 7 weeks left. That's a lot of good baseball teams you're going to play against.
Yeah.
How do guys handle it? How do guys go about their business? How do guys get prepared? And how does the rotation handle that? And then you got this bullpen. Maybe Ginkel's probably the only for sure guy. Then you're going to have guys come back. Jay Martle come back in 2 years. And then after that standpoint, it's pretty much, what do we have? How'd guys handle all this? And if they caught lightning in a bottle and won 10 out of 12 and were the spoiler and could make them feel good about themselves going to spring training, so be it. What a great story to say, hey, look, they didn't go in the corner and pout or get their blanket and just kind of suck on that bad boy.
A pacifier?
A pacifier, whatever. But, there's a resolve. I mean, there's some damn good baseball teams you're going to play that are coming in and teams that are fighting for. Let me put it this way.
Okay.
You look at the last, let's look at from September 19th on. You've got the Phillies are coming into town for a 3-game set. The Dodgers are coming in town for a 3-game set. And you're ending your season on the road at San Diego.
I like it.
Do you think any of those 3 ball clubs are fighting for their either to win their division or make sure that their wild card spot solidifies?
So you're going to get their best.
You're going to get their best.
Yeah.
And let's just say that unless Philadelphia says, hey, look, we're but that's still 2 weeks before the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the rub with a lot of Major League ball clubs. Okay, you might secure your division, going to the playoffs, clinch. You still want to stay sharp going into the first round, maybe not the wild card, getting that bye, and making sure you can go make that run in the World Series. So this Diamondback ball club, these players are going to have to fit, basically tighten up those boots, pull up them bootstraps, because you're going to play a lot of really good teams.
Manuch, quickly to college football. ASU headed to the mountains. It's one of the best trips that probably any college football program can take. You've been there many times. Just kind of describe what Tontozona is all about with ASU being up there and the players, the camaraderie, no cell phones, none of that stuff.
Yeah, that's right. The Devils left today. They got practices starting tomorrow through Saturday. They'll have a Saturday scrimmage. That'll start on, I believe, at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Is when they're going to have that scrimmage. I believe it's a chance for the team, for the coaches, for everybody to stay focused. No cell phones.
Mm-hmm.
I guess they got to put their cell phones away or put them in a bag or something like that. But it's all football. Football, study, tape, football. Get a chance to force yourself to meet the other guys, know the other guys. I believe there's like 8 bunks to a little cabin that they have there.
Okay.
So there's either 8 or 9 bunks. You got to learn how to deal with other guys.
Yeah.
You got to learn to wean yourself off of your cell phone for 3 days. You've got to learn to just stay focused. Now, I think what Camp T does, and by the way, it is an absolutely gorgeous facility to have the big mountain right behind the field.
Right there.
And then for the guys to go climb Mount Cush and go talk and to kind of just bond. It's bonding. It ain't going to be fun after the second day. I believe they're going to go 1-a-day practices.
Okay.
Back in the day when Frank was there and some of the other coaches, they go 2-a-days.
Yeah.
And then there's this creek that's right there that really cold. So after practice, if you're hot and sweaty, you want to go jump in the creek and cool down, so be it. There's just a lot of things that guys have to get focused on. If you really want how does that work? And it gets them kind of dialed into the season. And I think Kenny loves it. And I think this coaching staff really loves what they can do, what they can accomplish with 3 days of nothing but football, food, sleep, food, football, and then get some really good scrimmage again and get the focus. And then that scrimmage on Saturday will be a good little scrimmage.
It is beautiful there, though. It really is. All right, quick timeout, and when we come back, there is NFL football preseason action this weekend for the Arizona Cardinals. We indeed are going to jump in on some of that. You will hear from the coach as well. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620, 98.7 HD-2 FM, also on TuneIn, Arizona Sports app, or just yell at your smart speaker, hey, play ESPN 620. And oh yeah, even Alexa listens to us. Plus, we're streaming on YouTube. Right now, we're carrying it out at the ESPN studios in Phoenix.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I was in a wreck. I need a check.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. The insurance company's job is to pay you as little as possible. Our job is to get you every dollar you deserve. Call Lerner and Rowe today and let's make them pay. Call 977-1900.
Lerner and Rose is the way to go. Call 977-1900. 977-1900.
Need to feed a crowd? Let Venencia's bring the flavor to your next event. We know you have a lot of options when feeding a large group. Ordering directly from Venencia's means you get the best service and the absolute best pricing. There's no per-person fee. Just tell us how many people you need to feed, and we'll come up with the perfect plan to ensure everyone's well-fed and happy. Grad party, office celebration, family reunion. Invite Venencia's to the table. Text catering to 411-24/7. That's catering to 411-247 or Venencias.com.
When hot is not an option, Stay Cool delivers. From patios to warehouses, shops to summer events,
Stay Cool's Slim Cool Elite and Cool Cube mobile air coolers bring more air for less money. Rust-free, USA built, backed by over 40 years of cooling expertise. Available now at Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, Tractor Supply, and Northern Tool. For more information, go to staycool-products.com. Stay Cool Products. Form, function, value. Get yours today and beat the heat.
Remember when things were built to last? Well, at Arizona Patio Furniture, we've been handcrafting premium outdoor furniture and custom cushions for over 15 years, right here in Phoenix, using 100% American-made materials. We build it, we sell it, we guarantee it with our exclusive 5-year plus worry-free warranty. Visit any one of our Three Valley showrooms or go to ArizonaPatioFurniture.com. Mention this ad for free delivery and setup in Maricopa County. Arizona Patio Furniture. Some things are still made like they used to be.
You said you'd never buy your kid candy from the checkout aisle or forget extra diapers. You'd never lick your thumb to clean their face. Never, ever become a minivan mom. So when you say you'd never leave your child in a hot car, know it can happen. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk in temperatures as low as 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Never happens. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
When I grow up, I want to be a teacher.
Because when I'm a teacher, I can help kids to learn and chase their dreams.
PI, a defect of the immune system, affects millions of children. Early and accurate diagnosis and treatment give children like Sam a chance to achieve their dreams.
It takes a lot of caring teachers to make school fun. It took a lot of caring people to keep my dream alive. And now, because of them, I can be head of the class.
For more information, visit the Jeffrey Modell Foundation at info4pi.org.
Now back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Now on ESPN 620.
All right, everybody, here we go. It is time for some NFL football. Manuch, are you ready?
I'm always ready for NFL football. NFL, college.
Yeah.
Hey, Jimmy B, just real quick before we get going.
Okay.
LaShawn Johnson, former running back for the Packers and the Cardinals, he got convicted today for major dogfighting case.
Wow.
Now, we saw this a little while back, but
Mike Vick.
Yeah, well, similar. Investigators said they had seized 190 pit bull type dogs from the former running back who previously pleaded guilty to dogfighting charges back in 2004.
Wow.
When would the guy learn his lesson, right? Well, a jury in Oklahoma has convicted Johnson and looks at the federal case is going to move forward and says it'll bring a hefty prison sentence and fines. Now, I've not really seen what the sentence and fines are at this time, but after a 5-day trial in U.S. District Court in Muskogee, Oklahoma, jurors on this last Friday, found Johnson guilty on 6 of the 23 counts that have been charged for his role in running what investigators described as a major dogfighting kennel. I mean, to your point, didn't guys learn with Michael Vick?
Vick, yeah.
His whole thing and getting that taken care of?
Yes. I mean, he got caught with all of that. He spent time in the Hooskow. He paid the fine, and then he has since resurrected his career as a commentator and as a football coach. And I respect him for that.
Well,
but you would have thought that everybody, after what happened to Mike Vick, that would never happen again.
Well, also Mike Vick has helped out a lot of animal shelters.
He has, yes.
He's flipped the coin.
Yes, he has.
It says the jury concluded that he had violated the Federal Animal Welfare Act's prohibition against possessing, selling, transporting, and delivering animals to be used in fighting ventures.
Wow.
And also on this, you look at this story, sees some of the dogs and some of the kennels, and they took photos of him with some of the things he did. Now, it says he could face up to 5 years in prison.
Okay.
And a $250,000 fine for each count.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, for each count. He remains free until sentencing, which has not yet been scheduled. But I remember him was a good, solid running back. And but again, this dogfighting thing is just really, really interesting. And especially after he got popped in 2004, and he received a 5-year deferred sentence at that time.
And he went back to it.
So,
wow.
So it just goes to show you that, that's some of the things that are just very, very sad.
You just shake your head when you hear something like that. You would have thought that everybody would have learned their lesson, A, from the Michael Vick case, and then B, after he got popped, what'd you say, 2004?
Yeah, I got popped 2004.
Yeah.
And this sentence will come on down now, but he might serve this time, have to go serve.
Oh, he will.
5 years plus $250,000 per offense. So I don't know. Looks like he's going to be breaking rocks for a long, long time during the federal prison.
All right. Preseason action beginning. Let's get into some of the comments from Jonathan Gannon. We have told you on this show that he has now changed his tune from last season because the starters are going to play.
Is there a point this week where you tell guys what their expected workload will be on Saturday?
I told them last night they're going to play.
The starters are going to play?
Yeah.
What made you decide to change that up this year?
As opposed to 2 years this year?
Opposed to last year.
Yeah, I think it's the best thing for our team this year, honestly. Teo, I think we're at a good point with our health. We're at a good point with our development. And I think that's, this year with our team, it's the best thing to do for our guys.
So let me say to you what he didn't say.
Okay. How did I know you were going to go there?
What he didn't say is, we're going to do it this year because I'm fighting for my job.
Yes.
Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah.
This team needs to take a step up. The conversation I had with Michael Bidwell before training camp, it rings very loud that we need to take a step up, that we need to be fighting for, if not the NFC West division title, at least a wild card, and that we need to pick it up. And by the way, last year I didn't do it. Well, how'd that fall? Yeah, I won 4 more games. I get it. But this year we are expected to.
They are.
We're expected to vie for the playoffs. And by the way, did I mention I talked about friction? Well, playing guys in preseason games as starters is all about friction. That's what he didn't say without you hearing it.
Manuch, why don't you just go to the press conference and let him explain, and then you talk afterwards and give everybody, the reporters that have gathered, what he really said.
Oh, I used to just I hear some of this coach speak.
I know.
But I think you can hear it in his voice. I mean, when Cliff Kingsbury, remember Jimmy B, when Cliff Kingsbury was the head coach? And he would be this frustrated guy, but he wouldn't say anything.
Exactly.
So I'd have to interpret what he didn't say.
We did that
through the peeps.
We did that on almost every show. It was hilarious, and it was highly entertaining. All right, injury updates. Here's the coach again.
Happy Tuesday, everybody. Just so you guys are aware, a couple guys won't be out there today. J.J. Russell, concussion, 14 concussion, 98 the knee, 80 with the quad, and 59 with a thumb. But all those guys are doing a good job. The guys there that haven't been out there for the majority of camp, they're all doing well too. Taking it one day at a time with those guys.
Coach, when you say that,
here we go.
We're on the radio or TV. We don't know who 89, 56, 47. We don't know.
Hike.
So would somebody just let Coach Gannon know? Give us the names. We don't care about the numbers. We don't have rosters in front of us. We don't.
No.
So people want to know who's out.
Who's 89?
89, 56, 48, set. Huh? Okay. I mean, somebody, please. I mean, head coach speak 101. Give us the names. We don't care about the numbers.
Manuch, do you know who the defensive coordinator is?
Yes, Nick Rawlins. I sure do.
Okay. He is next. Well, let's see if he talks about in numbers or actually gives out information in the cornerback room.
There's pros and cons. It's more about just how do we get these guys to play at their highest level. Fortunate for us, in that whole secondary, it's a good mix of young guys and veterans. And honestly, I look at Garrett as a veteran. I know it's year 3, but he is extremely intelligent and he's very comfortable with what he's doing. So, it's a blend, which is good. But ultimately, you're just trying to get guys to play at the highest level. And fortunate for us, those young guys are smart. So there isn't really like whoa, these guys are too young, let's pull this back. I mean, that hasn't even crossed my mind.
Got to play him, right?
What did you get out of that?
I think he's going to throw him in the fire. You have to.
Okay.
You got your two
That's
starting
what I got.
cornerbacks out.
Yeah.
You got to put these guys in. Garrett Wilson, third year. First couple of years, he should be ready to go. You got Max Melton, same thing at cornerback. He should be good to go, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think he's got the approach that you don't hear him saying it. It's like, I have to play these guys. I have no choice. And these guys should be able to handle that. So I think with them playing, starting in the preseason or getting a lot of reps of preseason will help that competition in that cornerback room.
Okay. Let's hear once again from Coach Rawls, this time on the competition factor.
Well, I like to think that no matter what, I'm going to bring everything I got effort-wise, energy-wise, but I know it drives competition, and that makes us better as a team, makes the offense better, it makes us on defense better, pushing each other. And so that's been fun to see.
Okay, so there you go. So the secondary will be something to take a look at. So we skip down to Budda Baker, who is the veteran on the field, one of the best players on the team, and one of the true leaders on the Arizona Cardinals. Here's Budda talking a little bit about helping to mold the young cornerback room.
Yeah, I mean, it all starts with, Nick and what he wants us to do as a defense and, our DB coaches and Smitty and, PT. And ultimately it goes from them. And then it comes to the players like myself and guys like JT as well. The biggest thing is just developing that understanding of each other. Some corners like to play off, some corners like to be on, some corners, you got to know your personnel. Some corners might not tackle, some corners do like tackling. So as me as a DB, as a safety, I just have to understand that and, know at the end of the day what this guy likes to do, what this guy's good at, what his pros and cons, and go from there.
If you're going to be part of this defense, you better like tackling. His comment there, some guys like tackling, some guys don't like tackling. I find that to be, you better like tackling if you're going to play defense on this team. Now, if I'm Budda Baker and I know you're not a guy that likes to tackle and we got to cover for you, I'd say your butt needs to get ready to learn how to tackle and want to tackle. Because if not, I can't imagine that individual being a part of this team. I mean, really, seriously, when I heard that, some guys like tackling, some guys don't. You're a defender. You should like tackling.
Yeah.
You need to like tackling. How about you take up the hobby of tackling? That would be nice.
It's a hobby?
God, that was odd to hear that.
It was. When I heard it the first time, I thought, did I really hear him say some guys like it and other guys don't?
You better damn well like it. If you want friction, you want to play on this defense, you better like tackling.
There you go. Coming up next, Bob McManaman, longtime Arizona Republic reporter and now columnist, is going to be our guest. We'll pick his brain a little bit on what he thinks about the starters getting on the field against the Kansas City Chiefs this coming weekend. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620. Here's Matt right now with an ESPN 620 update.
It's now time for your Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's Twin Peaks ESPN 620 update. I'm Matt Lazarus. The D-backs took Game 1 of the series against the Padres with a 6-2 win last night at Chase Field. Riding a 3-game win streak, they'll look to keep it going tonight with Ryan Nelson on the mound against Padres veteran Yu Darvish. First pitch is at 6:40 with pregame starting at 6, and you can catch all the action on 98.7 FM and streaming live on the Arizona Sports app. Meanwhile, football is back in the Valley. The Cardinals host the Kansas City Chiefs this weekend at State Farm Stadium to kick off the preseason. Head coach Jonathan Gannon says the starters will play, giving fans their first glimpse at the 2025 squad. The NFL is back, and Twin Peaks is the place to be. And all 5 Valley Twin Peaks are turning up the heat. Ice-cold beer, wall-to-wall TVs, and game day specials all day long. Kick off the season at Twin Peaks, eats, drinks, scenic views, now football.
Life's a sprint, and you need a quick pick-me-up. Meet G2G protein bars, the ultimate grab-and-go meal replacement. Whether you're hustling in the office, enjoying a day on the links, or conquering the daily grind, G2G is your perfect fuel. Score an 8-pack at your local Costco's refrigerated section, or explore amazing flavors at G2Gbar.com. Quick, delicious, and power-packed. G2G protein bars, setting the pace for your energetic lifestyle.
Summer is just around the corner. Is your roof ready for the monsoon season? Well, now's the perfect time to call State 48 Roofing for a free roof inspection. Don't wait until you're dealing with a leaky roof in the scorching heat. Protect your home today. Visit state48roofing.com or call 480-268-4509. Keep your roof sexy with State 48 Roofing, the #1 referred roofer in Arizona. Proudly serving the Arizona residential and commercial markets for over a decade.
Join the team at the largest towing company in the state, All City Towing. We're hiring dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers, and customer service personnel. Enjoy benefits like the state's most advanced towing equipment, set work schedules, a healthy 401k employer match, health benefits, employer paid life insurance, and a monthly fuel allowance. Ready to take your career to the next level? Visit us at allcitytowing.com. All City Towing, where your future is on the move. Ready to hit Lake Pleasant the right way? West Side Recreation has your perfect day on the water. From Bluetooth speakers and tow bars to floating mats, tubes, full shade, and all the safety gear. Use code ESPN and get 15% off your rental right now. Whether you want to relax or ride wild, just bring the sunscreen. We've got the rest. Book today at westsideaz.com. West Side Recreation. We rent fun.
Being a family member's caregiver can be rewarding and challenging. Besides taking an emotional and physical toll, it can also take a real financial toll. Find out if you're eligible to get paid for the care you provide at the AARP Foundation Paid for Care Hub. Developed with support from United Healthcare, this free online tool can help you search compensation programs and explore your options. Go to paidforcare.aarpfoundation.org to learn more.
Your child is sick. With those 4 words, the innocence and joy of childhood disappears. But Starlight has taught us 4 other words that make all the difference. The power of play. Happy kids heal faster. That's why Starlight Children's Foundation delivers happiness through gaming, toy deliveries, and more to hospitals across the country. Learn more at starlight.org.
Let's go inside the Cards locker room and down to the field with Bob McManaman. Bob's been covering Arizona sports for the Arizona Republic and azcentral.com since 1981. Now, Arizona Republic columnist Bobby Mack on ESPN 620.
So is it a badge of honor that we always announce Bobby's been covering the Cardinals since 81, or is he just older?
I just think there's a lot of therapy after he retires for covering the Cardinals. I went through it, came out of it. I'm doing okay.
No, you're stuck working with me. You're not okay. Bobby Mack is our guest. You can always find him on X at AZ Bobby Mack. That's AZ Bobby Mack. Welcome to the show, pal, as always. How excited are you that Jonathan Gannon has come out and announced that the starters are actually going to see time on the field in game number 1?
It's great, but at first I got to back up. Cardinals didn't get here until 88. So I started working there at 81, but I didn't start covering the Cardinals till the team moved here from St. Louis in 88. And it's great, and it's high time because if you want to make some noise, you got to get your starters ready. And I'm glad he did it because I was going to write a column scolding him if he didn't.
Yes, yes. Matter of fact, we were talking about this maybe a couple weeks ago that I felt they needed to play because this is year 3 of the Gannon regime, number 1. And number 2, I feel he's got the weapons. There's a lot of new pieces on the defense to play together. And then number 3, the offensive line's got to get their act together and come out ready to go and not work their way into the regular season.
Yeah, because we've seen it, right, from this coach and other coaches preceding him that, pre-snap penalties, disjointed calling timeouts, not getting things off before, the game clock, the play clock expires. It's just disgruntled and it's discombobulated. You don't want that. Let these guys get some series together. You don't have to play them a ton, but I'm glad he's come around to the right side of things.
And is it the theme friction, the physicality to kind of set the tone?
Friction?
Yeah, friction,
That's
physicality.
that's his term.
That's right, man. His term. We want more friction this year. So I would think they get a little friction vibrating there on that opening game against the Chiefs this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, you don't have to do it too much, but I think every bit helps. And, you rest your guys in the third game, preseason game, which I have no problem with at all. It's a time for those third and fourth string guys to sort each other out and the final evaluations take place. Maybe you might play a couple guys here and there in different roles for a series or two. But you rest your starters in the third game, and pretty soon we won't have a third game when we go to 18 games, right?
The other thing, too, with that, there's some pros and cons with resting them in that third game since there's only 3 preseason games. That's technically 3 weeks that team will not play until that opening game. You're going to have 2 weeks off.
That's true.
Yep.
So that's 3 weeks. And Jimmy brought this up the other day. He asked me about the continuity. We used to love our last preseason game on Thursday, had the weekend off, and then you went right into game 1 because of continuity. You felt good. You were that's technically 3 weeks off, Bob, if you rest all your starters.
You had 4 preseason games, right?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
Did the 4 preseason.
That's why. And they extended things out because they lengthened the season. They're going to do it again. So they're going to shorten the preseason to get the regular season starting earlier in the next, I think, 2 years, not next year, maybe the year after, probably. It'll balance itself out. I mean, I know they head out of State Farm Stadium. They'll be practicing in the heat, some in the bubble, out in Tempe, and they'll ratchet it up. More friction, more heat.
Bring the friction, baby. Bring the
Players
friction,
aren't
man.
gonna like it, but they're going to get really pissed. And so am I for having to go out there.
That's the real story right there.
No, it is for me.
Yeah, I know that. Bob McManaman is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Okay, so when the starters come off, how many series do you think that they will see? Will they see just a initial first drive, a second opportunity, maybe a third tops, and that's going to be it?
It depends. I think let's just talk about the offense. I think the defense would play a little longer. If the offense has a successful first drive and it ends up with points, I think that'll be it. Defense probably play a couple, maybe 3, maybe 2, maybe 3. And then second game, I think you should see more if he's going to follow up with this and do it the way I hope he does. Yeah, I could be wrong. He might say, nah, I saw enough. I would say you play your starters a quarter or a half. I have no problem with that. If you want to create friction and be a playoff team, don't be afraid of putting your guys out there and playing football. That's what we're playing here, right?
Yeah, and I think he's somewhat reverting back to the script that they had in Philadelphia, and he was there. He didn't do this last year, but he's seen what they've done there in Philadelphia. And even when he was there, when he and Wallace were both there, to have you have the talent, now you have the team, they can step it up. And to your point too, Bob, with the 3 weeks off, if there's you're banged up or nicked or dinged, you get a chance to get healthy and get yourself ready for that regular season.
That's true. And this early part of the schedule is winnable for this team. And they got to take it seriously. I know they are. Again, I'm going to reserve judgment until week 6, I think, is my goal.
That's fair.
That's okay. That's
we'll see.
Okay.
If I start squawking before then, I don't know. Yay or nay. We'll see. But I'm going to give them this opening stretch. And, I won't be surprised if they go 5-1. I won't. So after that is what I'm worried the hell about.
Right. Yeah, it does become very difficult after that. Are you good right now if they expand to 18 games? Will that be the limit? You don't see them eventually going to 20, do you?
No, not unless Roger Goodell's replacement decides we're going to put 3 or 4 teams in Europe.
Oh.
And that, I know there's a direction where Goodell wants to go at some point, maybe not under his watch, but depends on who replaces him and what the owners are saying. Then Look, it's a global sport now, but you don't have to try and consume the soccer world, the other football world. There's enough here for the NFL to be happy with, in my opinion. I don't think you need to go any more than 18. I think 18's pushing it. You're going to get 2 bye weeks with 18 games, which there's no way they're going to do without that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm for that. It's just you're going to have to pay players more, and owners don't like to do that, especially in certain cities like Cincinnati, Dallas.
Are you talking? You're talking the whole house with Hendrickson and Parsons, right?
And isn't there Washington,
McLaurin, yeah,
McLaurin, yeah, which is all a joke, by the way.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. I think you hit the nerve in reference to the revenue sharing and paying more money if they ever get to 20. I think 18. I would think it'd be the limit for many, many years.
Mm-hmm.
And Bob, speaking of that, with the 3 preseason games. And if they get to 18, it'll probably only be 2. I would suspect.
Yeah.
For this Cardinals team this year, what in particular is it more looking at individuals, or is it looking at how individuals blend into the offense and or the defense? What is it going to be that this staff is looking at besides the starters?
Well, it's being on time, being in your assignments, doing the technique and positioning that you're coached to do, and eliminating penalties and attacking violence, physical on defense, connecting with the certain open things on offense, getting first downs, moving the chains. I mean, it's simplicity in its purest form, and yet, that's where you can work on these things. And it starts with no screw-ups, with pre-snap penalties on either side of the ball, or stupid, other worldly penalties, which you can get, during the course of the game, even early on, right when it starts. So eliminate those, look sharp, look crisp. It doesn't matter if you win or lose games, because nobody's going to remember, especially me. And
Me too.
They don't care either.
Yeah.
So fans aren't going to care.
No, they're not. No. I will say this. So you speak of the fans. They have like close to 26,000 people out there for the red and white practice. And the enthusiasm is there. I love seeing that. But hopefully the Cardinals can deliver. One of the guys you heard, and I watched some of the highlights, did not get a chance to get out there, was how Will Johnson is adapting and how he's performing so far in this camp. What is it in particular when you ask the coaches with Rollis as a defensive coordinator that he's doing that he might be a little bit ahead of the curve?
That he's just so smart and ahead of the game when it comes to anticipation, ball skills. And if you watch any of the highlights that everybody's throwing out there from camp, you see it every day. He's making plays, and sometimes he's just knocking the ball away effortlessly when if it was live like football, he'd be intercepting it and taking it to the house. And he did that a few times, more than a few times in his college career. I think this team's going to get a lot more turnovers, guys. I think there's going to be some pick sixes and fumbles caused and fumble return for touchdowns. It's going to be fun to watch. They really did load up on that with some playmakers, and not just Will, who's going to be great, but Max Melton is a guy like that. Mm-hmm. Rabbit, the safety, the second-year safety, Demerson Taylor. Adrian, watch out for that guy. He's going to play they're going to play some 3 safeties. You got Garrett Williams. You got to watch out for that guy. They're gonna be, and Buddha might actually throw the ball, where Buddha gets to have a few more picks in his life, which I know he loves.
All right, we'll let you run on this one. Darius Robinson. Right. Yep. What have you seen from him, or what's been the talk about him?
Yeah, that he's picking up where he never started, which is great. And you worry about Walter Nolan having the same kind of start that Darius did, but Darius he's a starter now. Let's face it. He's going to start up front with Calais and Dalvin, and I love it for him. Now, that's why they drafted him, and it was kind of like a disappointing wasted year for him, but he was determined to make up for that. He's done it in a short order, and yeah, you better keep your eyes on that guy because he could be very, very valuable. And if he disappears, you're going to start asking questions. You don't want to do that.
Always good, pal, when you come on the show with us. And I know that you're really looking forward to Saturday.
I'm looking forward to Thursday night's Mercury Fever game because just got off the phone with Sophie Cunningham of the Fever. You might remember her.
Yes, we sure do.
Yeah.
Is Caitlin Clark going to
Fantastic
play?
interview.
Is Caitlin Clark going to play, or is she still going to be out?
No,
Okay.
doesn't look like it. But Sophie's going to play, and everybody loved her here.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Everybody in the world loves her now. And what a great interview. You guys should read that Thursday morning.
We will. She sounds like she's the sergeant of arms for the future right now,
for
right?
that team. She is.
She's laughing that off, but she does dig it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
awesome. We dig you.
Yeah.
Thank you, bud.
Thank you.
Have a good one. There you go. That's AZ Bobby Mack on X. That's at AZ Bobby Mack. Bob McManaman, everybody, from the Arizona Republic, the fine columnist. He's presented today by All City Towing, largest towing company in the state. And how'd you like to get your career in a serious boost? So you're disappointed maybe with what you're doing right now, like Manuch is totally disappointed in me constantly. So if that were the case, but I'm here to make sure that I bother him the rest of my life, so I would entertain taking a job at All City Towing if it wasn't for Manuch. And right now, if you are trying to increase your benefits, your salary, they are looking for dispatchers, call takers, lot attendants, drivers. Just check it out. And all you have to do is just go online, allcitytowing.com, and search careers. Again, that's allcitytowing.com and search careers. It's All City Towing, where your future is on the move. All right, a quick break, and when we come back, it's our Learner and Row. One call, that's all. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, ESPN 620.
Hey, Manuch here. As a former NFL quarterback, I've taken a few hits, but nothing worse than bad underwear. Sweaty, itchy, riding up. Now, that's a daily sack nobody needs. The crew at Cho Boys sent me their boxers and boxer briefs, and I'm telling you, these are the real MVP. The bamboo pairs, game changers. Cool, soft, breathable, like calling the perfect audible for your lower half. Even out in this Arizona heat, Cho Boys keeps me comfortable and focused. I've swapped out the old gear. Now I'm Team Cho Boys, and the whole squad at ESPN 620 is too. Try one pair, you'll feel the difference. Hit up chillboys.com, use code ESPN, and get 20% off your first order. That's chillboys.com for underwear that protects the pocket and keeps you cool in crunch time.
Did you buy a lemon? If you've had repairs under warranty, your vehicle may qualify as a lemon under the Arizona lemon law. Don't let them give you the runaround. You're not on your own. The law is on your side, and so am I. Hi, this is Henry with Hammer Law, Arizona's lemon law firm. Enforce your rights under the Arizona lemon law. Call Henry and drop the hammer. Call 480-480-1014 or check us out at hammerlemonlaw.com. That's hammerlemonlaw.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Right Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Right Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Right Toyota. Right Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Right Toyota. Make the right choice, Right Toyota, just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard, and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Every summer across the valley, hundreds of our homeless neighbors die because of the heat. This is tragic, and it is preventable. None of us can stop the heat, but together we can save lives. With incredible partners like you, Phoenix Rescue Mission is able to provide life-saving water and critical care to our neighbors in need. Join us this summer and make a difference. Learn more at phoenixrescuemission.org/code red.
Remember, always be generous with the nutmeg. Just eyeball it.
Okay.
Mom's wisdom has served you well, but now it may be your turn to guide her.
Hey, I'm worried about Mom.
She keeps forgetting her famous sweet potato pie recipe.
Some things come with age, sis.
And some don't.
Knowing the early signs of Alzheimer's in a loved one will help you make the best decisions for your family. Visit 10signs.org to learn the signs. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
It's the Lerner and Rowe one call, that's all call of the day. If you're looking for a full-service law firm, just make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. Lerner and Rowe, voted Arizona's best law firm.
I think it goes both ways. I mean, and again, as you can see in the draft, they really focus on our defense and also during the free agency, getting Josh Sweat in here and those outside linebackers as well. So they were focusing hard on the defense because we all know, I mean, if you're an offensive player like yourself, a new quarterback, I'm a defensive player. Defense wins championships, so you got to build that defense. Sure. And you got to be able to stop somebody. And it's still the same X's and O's. I say this all the time, even when I coach kids. You know, we got to stop the run, rush, and pass. If we're not able to do those things, then their playbook is just going to be wide open.
As Michael Bankston on the show earlier today, talking about how important the Cardinals defense is going to be for this upcoming season. That's good enough for our Lerner and Rowe one call. That's all. Interact, need a check, just make one call. 602-977-1900, always at lernerandrowe.com. All right, what's on tap tonight? It's presented by the new Orangedale Lounge Dive Bar. It is open in North Scottsdale. It's located Thompson Peak Bell Road, just east of the Ice Den, and it's home of the OD Mug Club. And you can get updates on X and Instagram, and you can follow at OD Scottsdale. That's at OD Scottsdale. Major League Baseball tonight. Padres at the D-backs. 6:40 first pitch. You can listen on radio, our sister station, 98.7. And you can watch it on Cox Channel 34. On DirecTV, it's Channel 686. State 48 Roofing. It's your call. Question of the day. For a free quote, repair, or install, just hit state48roofing.com.
All right, what side of the ball for the Cardinals needs to play their first teamers the most during preseason? We just heard Jonathan Gannon is going to play his first teamers. So who needs to play the most during the preseason? Just go to @Roc and Manuch on X. Is it the offense? Or is it the defense? Again, just go to @Roc and Manuch on X and or Twitter. Jimmy B, which way did you vote on this one?
I went for defense, and you're probably saying, well, offense will be – I understand that. I want to see what Darius Robinson is going to do. I am really dialed into that young man and the way that he performed in camp last year before he got hurt, and now this year – I want to see him on the field.
Yeah, I went with the offense. I want to see some continuity from the get-go, whether it's 2 series or 3 series or 1 long series, and then do it again next week. And then maybe for a series or 2 in that 3rd week, because as we talked about, you're going to have a good solid 2 weeks off.
Right.
And I think with this offense, maybe not the defense so much. If the defense, they can kind of get their act together quicker than offenses. Offenses are always the last ones to get things together. 3 weeks off, that's a long ways of not having that continuity. So I went with the offense. Connor, what was our projection for the tally out there? Oh, wow, look at you, man. You found a new toy right there?
Yeah, a little fun button to use. I wanted to build the anticipation. You know why? Because I have absolutely nothing fun to say. It's all everybody voting for the offense, 100%. I think
I'm the only holdout?
Is
that what you're saying? I'm the only holdout for defense?
Sounds like it, Jimmy B. I think everybody kind of wants to know Kyler Murray, Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah.
They want to see that connection, and what's the running back room looking like?
And for you being that former offensive lineman, Connor, that Isaiah Adams at right guard, how much can he or will he show us during preseason?
Yeah, I think what you can expect to see is if he is going to play with those starters, you just want to see not a lot of missed assignments. You're not necessarily looking for him to blow anybody off the ball. If it happens, great, but you understand the big majority of this right here is to play assignment sound football, keep your guys healthy. Once regular season rolls around, that's when you want to see Isaiah Adams start bullying people.
And don't you want to play, knock the rust off, make sure you feel good?
I would agree, yeah. And I actually was talking to Ron Wolfley from down the way there. He had the chance to hang out with some of the linemen at practice, and he was saying, hey, that Isaiah Adams guy,
Yeah.
he gave me a little wink. He said he'll be ready.
Well,
Watch
sure.
out.
And I think in the last piece to come together in the offense is the offensive line, to have everybody, them and the running backs, be on the same page. You feel comfortable with the chemistry, the continuity, the calls by the center, and making sure that they're good to go, because you just can't work your way into the season. And I think Jonathan Gannon realizes there was a couple games early last year that got away with them if they'd have been more prepared. Or I think, Connor, to your point, didn't make the mental mistakes, the offsides, the legal procedures, the holding calls, whatever that is, that could have maybe given them 1 or 2 more wins.
And what their offensive line coach have moving on, that's probably the biggest part of preseason, right? Is getting those guys together to see them make the calls when the bullets are flying, when they can read coverages. That's going to be the next step. So I think for preseason, it will be a valuable experience for some of those young offensive linemen to be in there and get those reps.
Hey, let me ask you a question, being a former offensive lineman. I know you didn't play professionally, but you did play big-time college ball. Manuch and I had this conversation, and neither one of us really like it with so much time off after the preseason and then the regular season. You, as a former player, do you have an opinion on that? Would you rather come out of the blocks like 1 week after the preseason is over?
Let me add to that too, Connor, because a lot of times the third preseason, they're going to hold them off.
Yeah.
So you will technically have 3 weeks off before playing in a game or any kind of a semblance of a game.
Yeah, I would agree. I do think sometimes it sucks, especially you go through an entire training camp. You get all of that excitement. You get everything put together mentally. It does take a little bit of edge off you once you have to sit down for about 13, 14 days. However, I think a lot of these guys will still agree. They know that this is a 18-week season.
Right.
You're not talking about playoffs, which everybody does have the hopes of making to. So it gets a little grueling, and I can understand why they give you just that quick breather once it gets rolling.
Maybe because I was a backup. I was looking to play every week, every day. Let's go. I need to play, man.
That's why it meant nothing to you, those extra days.
So, Coach, we got 3 weeks off. What am I going to do? I'm only going to get like 5 reps of practice. I got to work out after practice.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
let's
see
go.
that bag of balls over there, Manuch?
Hey,
go pick them up and take them into the room.
Coach, can you set up a scrimmage for all of us backups? We would love to play. Hey, tomorrow we're going to go catch up with Cardinals insider Craig Greeler. He'll talk to us about all things Cardinals and getting ready for that Chiefs game coming up here on Saturday. Suns radio analyst Tim Kempton will join us. We'll have our campus quickies, ASU, U of A, and NAU football. And Rattlers head coach Kevin Guy.
Can't wait.
Yeah, he will join us in light of the debacle that was last night's loss to the San Diego Strike Force.
Manuch, you are the Shane Falco of the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy.
Yeah,
B
right,
show.
Skippy. Just give me the damn ball. We got to run? What? No, we're going to throw this ball down the field.
Matt, Connor, great job, guys, as always. We had a great time today. We will indeed see you tomorrow. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. ESPN 620, also 98.7 FM HD2. Good night.
Do you know how America became the best country on God's green earth? We made things, from automobiles to airplanes to textiles. We were